calling all stations. Clear the air lanes, clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
It is the big broadcast, happy hour, news talk, 93.1 FM, WACV. Yeah, I'm pushing it today. It's me, Greg, Hamilton Dubuque, and the return of Master Thespian.
And here they are.
Good to see you. This is like a bonus.
Well, thank you. Well, I had to come in and tell you I finished watching that episode of the Black Mirror eulogy. I cried like a baby.
I'm not watching it.
I think you would enjoy it, but just be prepared. You're going to need a box of Kleenex.
I don't need that kind of.
But,
I do not. I'm not drawn to maudlin things. I don't want to see movies or TV shows that are going to make me cry.
yeah.
I mean, even the hint that an animal might be harmed. And I'm going to check this out before I.
But that scene where he's trying to pick
Yes!
the note up from the floor, and you're like, no!
Yes!
No!
We've all been there.
Yes.
We've all been stuck in a picture trying to pick up the note from the floor.
But I just thought the whole episode was very well done, and it's beautiful and lovely, but it's also tragic because one thing changed the course of his life and her life forever,
Yeah.
and it was just a misunderstanding, and
Yeah.
that's the sad part about it. But it was good. It was so good, and at the end. The twist when you find out who the avatar is, that was good. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I just found it completely relatable.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you watched. We're talking about the show Black Mirror on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Season 7, I don't remember what episode it is. It's called Eulogy.
Eulogy.
Yeah.
Very much recommended. We
Very
thank
well done.
Miss Murray, who will join us later this afternoon
Yeah.
for the recommendation on that. Ooh, what is this?
Well, I got to ask her, too, about some trailers.
It's Easter chocolate from Master Thespian.
Yes.
Oh.
This is chocolate from Germany. Came from Aldi.
Germany? What's wrong with the chocolates we got?
Well, this is pretty good. It's very
Some people
creamy.
do chocolate better than we do.
It's very creamy, very rich. This is part of my leftover Easter candy stash. We my wife and I both did our part to empty the shelves of the leftover inventory.
I have
News you're good.
absolute sugar issues, especially like after I ride. I'm out of control. I sound like Regis Philbin. I'm out of control. Joy. Seriously, and there's 3 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts sitting in boxes outside the studio. It's gonna be a long afternoon staying out of those.
At least you didn't bring one to sit right next to you on the table.
Yeah.
No, I I've always been told that I was always kind of in the pre-diabetic category,
Yeah.
and I am so. Instead of, I could have stopped at any number of places. And I'll just wait till tonight at Baumhauer's and dive into a strawberry shortcake head first.
Yep.
No dinner, no burgers.
That'll do your sugar level good. Yeah.
Sugar is very bad for your liver, too.
In fact, I'm not even going to eat at the table. I'm going to get on the floor, cross my legs, and just shovel the thing into my face. That way the mess I make won't have as far to fall.
Yeah, there will probably be somebody there willing to take pictures of the blessed event.
Well, we are celebrating tonight at Baumhauer's.
Oh yeah.
Two
a
of our
blessed
group who met at our Wednesday night gathering are celebrating their 1-year anniversary. It's soon. This is close enough to start the celebration.
That's cool though.
The Garvins, Gary and Joni, they got married a year ago. It's hard to believe it's been that long, but why not? They're just awesome people. Why not come by and join us tonight
Yeah.
and take part in the food, fun, and camaraderie, as Bob himself would say. I don't know where to start today. There's a lot.
How about that, Trump? Woo!
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed at how he is doing a victory lap there with the Saudis.
They love him.
Well, it's the whole idea that
They respect him.
we have been
Yes.
a big part of their defense for many, 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 many years.
Yeah, my dad went to Saudi Arabia in the 90s in the Air Force.
Yeah. But the greeting he's got is very different from the greeting that Biden got.
Well,
Oh,
one thing the
yeah.
media will
Because-
never let you believe is that the rest of the world didn't respect Joe Biden.
They didn't. They saw him as a fool. They saw him as somebody easily to overcome.
The rest of the world does not see the world the way we do here. And that's one big advantage that Democrats have is monumental ignorance in general. David Blackman did a blog today on the meaningfulness of a firm handshake with the Saudis.
Yes. Yes.
Joe fist
Not
bumped
even
him.
customary.
Now that may seem insignificant on the surface, but because of the way we look at things here through the prism we know as America. But it's very different over there.
They're not supposed to open their palm and extend an open hand.
No, they're
But
not.
they did for him.
Customarily, but they did.
Yes. Now that may not seem like a big deal to your average libtard, but guess what? It is a big deal. Speaking of big deals, I mean, this is all he's done is collect huge commitments to this country from outside interests. Inflation not only is not happening, but I saw a story today where the grocery store price index was down 0.4 last month.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah.
That means it's starting to travel.
How
starting to
many
go down.
stories have you seen about that on the legacy media?
Zero.
Zero. Exactly.
Because it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their story.
Well, they've never. Well, now we've all, well, a good number of us have awakened to the fact that they never did do news. They do a narrative. They put together stories to get you to believe whatever they want you to believe. They've been lying through their teeth, and they will not stop. They just don't care. I don't know who is underwriting this insanity, but they are in an absolute partnership with the Democrats. And given the way they're behaving, I don't know if you saw this today. David did a piece on, I think she's a senator, Deborah Dingell.
Yeah, I think so.
She inherited, yeah, here it is, the seat, the Michigan Senate seat from her husband. There she is in a hearing today.
She is
Oh man.
passed out.
Yeah,
She needed that nap.
I want to share this.
Been hitting the Jägermeister a little too hard there, yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about the legacy media, though, is that for many, many, many years, they were the only source. So they could get away with controlling that narrative. Now, you have so many sources that people can get their information from, which is actually a very healthy thing, that people do go to other sources to corroborate, to see, okay, if this person's saying this person's saying that, who can we believe? Well, you start looking at the amalgam of those different sources. And that's one of the things I like about the aggregator sites, like the one you use, the Free News. It's not Free News Daily. What is it? It's
Which one is it? Is it
the
Liberty Daily?
Yeah, I think so. Because they do that. They pull all the different stories from all the different sites, and that way you get to choose. You get to look at what you think the narrative is, what you think is actually going on. It's really cool. Oh yeah, I remember that experiment. Yeah.
This is something we're looking at on Facebook. This is.
You can share it to the
Yeah,
stream too.
it was the Mouse Utopia experiment, where
I can put this on the screen.
yeah,
Okay.
this researcher in 1968 he did an experiment. He put a number of mice together in this community. He created a community where they had unlimited food.
Yeah.
They had no predators, just to see, okay, this is a utopian society. What's going to happen? And it did not take very long for things to devolve into chaos. You had some factions of mice that were hoarding food. You had mice killing other mice. You had all sorts of sexual deviancy among
Sounds
the
like
mice.
America today, doesn't it?
Yeah, that they needed to have that stimulus, that ability to try to protect themselves, that fight for survival to keep
Well,
them alive.
what's the inevitable outcome in societal chaos? A leader. That's when the Hitlers and others.
Napoleon.
I have the answers.
Yeah.
I'm the person you should listen to. I will tell you how we'll make this work.
People should study Napoleon because he came out of the French Revolution. That's the whole reason why he came to power in the late 1700s, early 1800s.
I'm a little short on my Napoleonics.
He basically wanted to take over the entire Europe continent.
Right.
And he nearly did so. He nearly did so because he declared empire, the France to be the French Empire. He took over the Holy Roman Empire, turned it into a vassal state. And if it weren't for the intervention of the British army and the Austrian army, he would have succeeded. He would have succeeded in taking over Europe. And that's another reason why the Nazis wanted to take over France so badly, because they remembered what Napoleon had done to them. But Napoleon was sort of this guy who came out of the French Revolution. They got rid of the monarchy. They killed all these aristocrats to create the utopian society. And it turned out to be this sort of crazy thing where there was chaos and nobody in charge. And he took charge.
Utopia is the world you create for yourself. I'm Greg Budell. Thanks for listening.
So y'all look up Napoleon. Don't watch the movie that was bad. But go look at a good
Who is in the
encyclopedia.
movie?
Joaquin Phoenix. He plays.
He's kind of big to play Napoleon, ain't
Yeah, but it was just
Joaquin. That's such a
it
French
was a
name.
bizarre movie. It really was. It had such promise, and then you watch it and you're just like, what? So, anyway, it was more about Josephine than it was about him. But
Our number is 272-9228. We haven't really created a topic yet, but we rarely do. We're just here to chat with you, keep you company this afternoon. Maybe make you laugh, maybe make you think. And Soldier Boy is our first caller at 272-9228.
Soldier Boy.
Hey, several times I was stationed in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, when I was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And we used to go to that, we call them the Haji Marks, which is nothing but a flea market. And they used to have bicycles from France, they'd have leather goods from Italy and everything. And everybody kept coming back to me, and they're like, hey, Soldier Boy, why are you getting it at that price? So you got to understand something about the Middle Eastern people. They only respect you if you haggle with them. If you do not haggle with them, they won't respect you at all, and they won't even come off the penny off that price.
I
So,
am not
it's
familiar
amazing.
with that.
Yeah, because they'd say, "Hey, Soldier Boy, can you go over there and buy this for me?" I said, "Why you don't like to haggle with people?" And he goes, "No, I don't like to haggle with prices and everything." I said, "Dude, that's the only way they're going to respect you is if you come back at them, and that's why they respect Mr. Trump."
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'm telling you.
it's the idea of mutual cooperation for mutual benefit. You give me something I want, I'll give you something you want, and we're
And
going
you
to
gotta
work this
remember now,
together.
who's your guest there?
Master Thespian.
It's the Master Thespian.
That's the Thespian.
He's a college
Hi.
professor.
How you doing?
My mom was a child in during World War II. Okay.
Yeah.
And she tells me about the stories before she passed away. And she used to tell me that a lot of times we did a lot of great things, like the Berlin airlift. We did a great job on that one. But we created after the war, World War I, we made so much promises, okay, to the German people, and that's what Hitler fed off of. He made us. I mean, we made so many Axis countries made so many promises. So actually, we created Hitler. He was Austrian. He was a soldier that couldn't even cut it in the German army, so he tried to make it in an Austrian army.
Yeah.
And he, a little pig and a little drug addict.
Wasn't there the Treaty of Versailles? Was that World War I, where they put a huge amount of sanctions on Germany?
Yeah,
Sure
they
did.
were.
I mean, they
there
crippled
was,
their economy. The Weimar
Mom,
Republic was just
Mom told me
horrible.
she was a little girl. All she ate was pickled herring, and I said, "Mom, why do you eat that cheap fish for?" She said, "That's when I was a child. That and potatoes, because potatoes are pretty prominent in Germany, and they grow through anything, in the ground." But she says, "Yeah, we ate really poor back then after the war," and he
You're
fed.
talking after World War II.
Yes, he did,
Okay.
because he told him flat out. He says, "You know what? We turned around. We're proud people. Why are we going to stand here and just allow this to happen?" And he fed it, because the Nazis are nothing but a political party.
yes.
Remember that Tom Cruise movie when Hitler asked him, "Do you respect the Democratic National Socialist Party?" He goes, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "Hi, Hitler," and he was on the phone, and he picks him up. But key thing is Socialist Democratic Party. That's the Nazis are.
You're talking about the movie Valkyrie, right?
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's That's probably my favorite Tom Cruise movie.
I mean, the ending is unbelievable. And my mom told me, she said, even to today, that family, believe it or not, which is sad, by some hardcore Germans that are hardcore Nazis, back in those days, still hate that family.
Well, look, we appreciate the call. Thank you, Soldier Boy.
That was weird.
Well,
We kind of bounced all over the place with that.
that's the show, man.
But yeah, you start digging into the history of everything that happened over there. It's just kind of nuts. What we know of today is Germany didn't come into existence until the late 1800s. You know, the German Confederation, and you had the Prussians that were controlling things. But it really wasn't until the late 1800s that the modern day Germany kind of coalesced. They were part of the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire was this confederation of as many as 316 different little bitty states. These little bitty countries. Everybody had a king. Everybody had their own land. Everybody did their own thing. Well, they fought amongst each other and didn't really get along well. But Napoleon took them over and turned them into the Confederation of the Rhine. And then after Napoleon was defeated, then they became this sort of pseudo weird republic thing. And it really wasn't until after World War I that the Habsburg dynasty was defeated and was gone, the Austrians. I'm throwing so much history down here. I'm sure I'm just boring people to death. They're going, the who, the what, the huh? But
It's all connected.
it's all connected. It's all connected.
Whether it's here or there, history repeats itself.
Yeah, and Hitler and his party, the Nazis, were trying to recapture the glory of that empire. They called the Holy Roman Empire the First Reich, and then that second German Republic in the late 1800s was the Second Reich, so they called themselves the Third Reich. We're the new empire. Well,
There's
they
always
were-
somebody willing to jump off the cliff.
Yeah, but they were
in history.
despicable people because they didn't care about wanting unity. If you didn't believe in what they said, they would kill you. If you
I
were
mean,
gonna
in
do
a
what they
way,
said, they would kill you.
it's very similar to the way the North handled the South after the Civil War, and that,
Oh yeah.
you know, all right, you won, okay? Putting your boot on the neck of the, you know, and a lot of it was revenge because of Lincoln's assassination. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't make anything better.
Yeah, and things would have been different if Lincoln had not been killed.
Because if you remember nothing else today, friends, remember these wise words from an old saying that I made up myself. Revenge, this is true though, revenge is anger's orgasm. It feels real good for a brief period of time and then not so good as time passes.
Yeah. Yeah. So how about them Yankees? Pamela's just looking at us both like, what is wrong with you two?
No, there's a phrase for that.
Revenge is a dish best served
No,
cold.
the after, when everything, you know,
No,
there's a phrase for it.
have you ever done
But,
anything
it's-
in a state of revenge and succeeded, and then I don't think you feel good about it afterwards? It's like the Menendez brothers. This is another topic possibly. They've come out and admitted everything. Basically what they did in this most recent courtroom situation was say that all that stuff you saw in that 7 or 8 part thing that you watched on Netflix, and I watched it, was all made up.
They always do that. In those documentaries, they're always like that.
Netflix, I'm sure they still have it, but they should either cut a disclaimer and call it what it is, which is fiction by the admission of the...
Historical fiction. Yeah.
They went and just destroyed their parents. I mean, and then they have spent the rest of their lives paying for it, but in that moment when they couldn't control their emotions and they did what they did as a team, because both have admitted, nobody's blaming anybody else but themselves.
Yeah.
So they need to, put a disclaimer on that Netflix thing. No, they weren't sexually abused. That was all made up. All made up. But I guess to their credit, they have admitted everything. But to run that series, which seems to go to extraordinary lengths to justify why they killed their parents, that's really, this is fiction. That's all it is,
Yeah.
by their own admission. All right, we have Billy on the line at 328. Billy, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. I know, just to piggyback off Soldier Boy a little bit about Hitler, Hitler was an artist. He would paint, and before he became the
Führer.
leader of the Führer. And
Churchill called him
He,
the house painter.
yeah. But, the only person that really showed love in his life was his mother. And his father was very, very hard on him. But when his mother got ill, he went to a Jewish doctor in the local town, I guess, where he was living, where his mom was at. And that he went and got that Jewish doctor. And that doctor worked on his mom, and she ultimately died. But the ironic thing about this, we all know what Hitler did to the Jews, but when it came time to deport all the Jews from that little town where that doctor lived, Hitler pardoned that doctor, and that doctor was able to live and survive.
Wow.
It's ironic he
Interesting.
did that.
Interesting.
So, just a little tidbit on Hitler, but and a lot of people don't realize this too. So before we got into the war, he actually sent Henry Ford the Iron Cross because the Blitzkrieg was sweeping across Europe. A lot of Ford assembly plants throughout Europe, and there were German troops that were going to the front in Ford-built trucks.
Yep.
How ironic is that?
Yep. I have a photograph of Henry Ford in Oberammergau, Germany. He was a big fan of the Oberammergau Passion Play, but a lot of people don't realize that.
Well, there was some
Nazis were
serious
just-
anti-Semitism there, just like there is here today. It's amazing, ain't it?
Yeah, well, they were really messed up because their whole philosophy was, let's just find people who aren't like us, and they're going to be the enemy. They blamed things on the Jews. They blamed things on the Russians, on communism, on Catholicism. I mean, their whole premise was to divide and conquer. We're going to find all these people.
And what you just said is identical to what we're seeing now with the fake news. Because at that time, the Germany was the epicenter as far as fashion, as far as art, as far as music, everything. And Berlin was the epicenter. So how could you persuade highly educated people to hate a certain race to the point that you almost exterminated them off the face of the earth?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a perfect plan they put together, to be honest with you. And you see what's going on now with the mainstream media.
Well, you know what? All of this and recklessly throwing the word Nazi around because Trump's a Nazi. And look, these are the people that want to tell you what you can think and what you can't think. They're the same ones that want to edit your social media posts.
Yep.
Right down the line. They've got it all figured out. We just have to recognize how brilliant they are and play the game their way. That's
Greg,
what the Nazis did. They laid out, here's the way it's going to be, friends. Goose step behind us, or we will march right over you. And
well, I'm a firm believer, Greg, that if Biden won, people like yourself, conservative talk radio, would have been under fire today.
Man, I was amazed we made it through Obama's term. I was waiting for them to come up with some cockamamie rule that would, or bring back the fairness doctrine. Because it used to be that way. You couldn't say anything without having a counterpoint.
Yep.
Exactly right. And you look at Cumulus, how woke that system took off with buying up all these radio stations and putting people out of business. It was just a matter of time, Greg. They were going to come after you. But appreciate what you're doing, and you've been a beacon and like a lighthouse in the fog. You keep us posted. So,
I appreciate that, but I feel more like a dim bulb than I do a lighthouse today. I'm working on it.
Y'all have a good day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll get our first traffic update here. Some Blue Water News with Sky in a moment, 2729228. As you can tell from the first 25 minutes, we are all over the place. But I kind of like it that way. I got a big pile of crap right here
All right.
that we haven't even touched yet.
We're just going to shovel right through it, baby.
And we're going to get a word from Tom Homan about AOC, who is my favorite person to dislike.
All right.
At Jack Ingram Select Used Cars, here are the stars, the featured players today. That 2001 Mercury Grand Marquis luxury sedan at $5,000 is on the floor and waiting for somebody to love it. And there are videos, by the way, of all these vehicles at jackingramselect.com. They've got a 2024 Ford Escape Active. This is one reason why I love making my purchases here, because you can get very recent vintage cars with warranty miles left on them and shortcut the cost of a brand new car and get many of the same benefits, except Well, I guess that they did kind of have. Well, let's put it this way: the people that had my cars before me, they took better care of them than I took care of mine. I don't have the new car smell. But my second one still did. A 2024 Escape Active at $21,998 and a 2024 Toyota Corolla LE at $24,997. And with all the lending partners they have, I love that Kicks. That is such a hot little SUV. It's the kid brother to the Rogue. The Rogue is the kid brother to the Murano in the Nissan SUV line. That's at $16,999. Now, all credit scores are welcome. So if you don't love what you drive, might be time to go over and see our friends at Jack Ingram. Select used cars in the Ingram family with great new products from Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Nissan, Volkswagen, Volvo, and Audi at jackingram.com. Here is the king of traffic. Skipper, what's happening?
Well, we've got several minor accidents scattered around Montgomery, but only a couple that might be a problem for you. 65 northbound, just before the interchange, and 85 north, the exit ramp. We've got an accident right there in the rightmost lane. Get over in your left lanes. That's your best bet. Emergency vehicles are on the scene there. Also, an accident South Court at Norman Bridge. Watch out for emergency vehicles there. Just busy conditions everywhere else. We'll keep you updated. Come by Thompson Tractor and check out their incredible selection of used equipment and see the machines that get the big jobs done. Thompson Tractor off I-85 just past Taylor Road or at thompsontractor.com. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Jack Ingram Nissan. Shop now at jackingramnissan.com.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A Montgomery man remains in critical condition after he was shot and struck by a vehicle. The incident happened early Sunday morning at Precise Center Clubhouse in the Normandale Shopping Center. Neighborhood residents are calling for an investigation of the conference center, which they believe to be an unlicensed illegal nightclub. The fight over medical marijuana in Alabama continues to play out more than 4 years after the state legalized medical cannabis. As of Tuesday, the battle is moving to a new venue. A federal lawsuit was filed naming members of the Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission as defendants in the ongoing dispute over the licensing process. After 7 decades, the Montgomery Ballet finally has a home of its own. The company announced Tuesday that it will move into the former Dixie Cleaners building on Coliseum Boulevard, a permanent space for the ballet company in the River region. Renovations on the Coliseum Boulevard facility will begin later this summer. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
In the market for a used car? Visit jackingram.com to view our selection of luxury, domestic, and imported vehicles. With 8 locations and online at jackingram.com, Jack Ingram Motors is sure to have the perfect car for you.
Janny King, the king of clean, delivers reliable, high-quality commercial cleaning services through a proven franchise model that empowers local business owners. Janny King's franchise owners receive the training, support, and resources needed to succeed, while clients benefit from tailored cleaning solutions backed by a global brand. Janny King ensures consistent results, trust, and success for everyone we serve. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help you. That's JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Hello everyone, Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirafast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirafast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hello there. This is Dr. Sam, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Well, radio is the #1 reach medium, and it's everywhere. In cars, offices, homes, gyms, and even in stores. Radio advertising can efficiently get your message across to a large number of people. Contact me, Dr. Sam, by going to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
It's May 14th, the greatest day ever. On the 14th of May, 1984, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg is born. Oops, sorry, Mark. I just shared your personal information. Now, how did that happen? How do you like them apples, Harvard boy? Have a great May 14th, the greatest day ever.
You know, we were just talking about the cabal of mainstream media always trying to, I mean, they're still doing what they did throughout Donald Trump's first term when he was running for president during the 4 years Joe Biden, or whatever was left of him, was in the White House. Here's a perfect example. Inflation just hit a 4-year low. Why price relief may not last even as trade wars die down. They gotta have the damn worst case scenario. They never ever stop. Don't have a good day. Don't have a good minute. Don't even think there's good news, because we're gonna make sure there isn't. Bastards. That's what they are. I don't know what possesses them. I don't know what's in it for them, but as human beings, they are earthworms. They suck.
If it bleeds,
Just take 2 minutes. Look at any news, and you're going to see how they're twisting it because they just can't deal with a real leader in the White House. Gah!
And also because they want clicks. They want people to click on the bad news. They want to keep people in this perpetual anxiety state.
This is a perfect example.
Exactly.
Of what we were talking about a few minutes ago.
If the people are afraid, you can control them. If the people are in a constant state of fear,
bastards.
You can control them. That's what it's all about. It's all
For
about
what? So we
control.
can have another Joe Biden or worse, a Kamala, or even
That's
an
what they
AOC?
want.
Oh my God.
That's what they want. They want us to be sheeple. They want us to be compliant little ants that are just doing our jobs and not questioning the authority and just going about our little business.
A judge has approved, by the way, isn't this nice, that a judge is going to let Donald Trump be the president, the chief executive, that he can go ahead and use a law that's been on the book for over 200 years to deport people who don't belong here. You know, there was a headline the other day, England may be in a position where civil war is inevitable. Because they have allowed the invaders to not only come in,
but take
over. People, the English law enforcement has nothing better to do than arrest people for a Facebook post that hurts somebody's feelings. Do you want that here? Is that what you want? I'm just asking.
The mayor of London is a Muslim. The mayor of
Mohammed is the #1 birth name.
Of the largest cities in London are all Muslims.
And I just saw a thing on Fox. The people that have lived there their whole life, they don't know where they are anymore. They've lost the culture.
Yes.
They've lost the history. It's being rewritten for them. And we got a guy here who is at least trying to create value for the word citizenship. It means something. And take my word. If you think the Democrats are pro immigration for the strength of the country, no, we're talking about building a voter base because they look the other way when millions of them waltz across the border.
Yeah.
And in gratitude, this is what we expect. Democrats never do anything without expecting some level of return.
Well, they were griping about there's people who are immigrating to the United States from South Africa, doing it the legal way. But they were complaining because they were all white.
Yes.
It's crazy.
That's
crazy.
That's something that needs some attention, but the media will never, ever tell you this. You got to look for this story.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a video the other day, and what it was an aerial view of an unbelievable row of white crosses. Each one of the white crosses represented a white farmer in South Africa who had been murdered.
Yes.
Have you heard about this
Yes.
anywhere on the main media?
Well, I have, but not on main media, no.
No, because of who's doing the murdering.
Mm-hmm.
That's just as much of narrative creation, ignoring it, as it is reporting it a certain way. Don't enjoy the fact that prices are down because it's not going to last. Jerk-offs! I'm so sick of it! Okay, I feel better now.
Yeah. And
Hope I
the
didn't
sad
ruin-
thing about that whole situation in South Africa is that those people are being killed, and then their land is being taken over by the very people who killed them.
Yeah, that's a good system.
That's the reason why they're killing them.
Here's Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Well, don't stop, the outrage just because I called, Greg. I'm sure that I'm not going to be a real kind of calming, caller.
You're not going to be a little Mary Sunshine? Oh, kind of sun.
No, I saw a perfect example of what you're talking about the other day. A news article came out, and the author said Trump humiliatingly acquiesces to China on the tariff. On the tariffs. That was a lie, but they had to interject that adjective, humiliatingly acquiesced to China. I'm like, that's not what happened.
No.
But not
No.
only that, the only reason that they put that in there was so that they could get their little worldview twist in there.
Exactly.
It's an outrage. Truly.
Look, all I know is this. It took less than 3 months because the inflation numbers coming out are from March and April. It took less than 3 months for him to not only slow it down, but to actually put it into negative territory. Inflation always continues, but stopping it in its tracks and reversing it in certain areas, that's quite the achievement in just a very short period of time.
What the ones that
How did the Democrats whip in, they beat inflation by printing more money, driving the country further into debt.
Crazy.
Nonsense, garbage, crapola. $2.50 for a gallon of gas at Walmart. That's what we heard yesterday, right?
Yep. Yep.
You expect it out of the Democrats, okay? But the ones that I really can't stand are the Republicans that are supposed to be on our side.
They are the worst.
Not recognizing that we are in a struggle here. This is like life or death for the country, and they rail and have just such a negative take on everything that the guys in there for 2 or 3 months and they're ready to hang him. And they're the ones that would have us do soul grinding face plant into a deep state psyop.
Why?
that would
Because
last
power.
a generation.
A catastrophic collapse of the country would create the power vacuum they want so they can install one of their evil people. Papa B, I appreciate the call. We're just behind on time now. Suddenly at 3:47. It's one reason why we love Brent McDonald, because he tells it like it is. And I got to remember to ask him about this, the framing of this. Now,
Yeah.
I don't expect inflation to come roaring back, but we can ask him. Trump's doing all the right things. Energy independence. When gas is cheaper, it's great for us individually, but for the people that ship goods and companies that have to lay out that money to fill their trucks to move the products that we buy, it helps them. And ultimately, it's not that complicated. If I can figure it out, anybody should be able to.
Yeah. Yeah.
in more complicated ways, though we must deal. Brant will join us at 5:15, and his number, if you'd like a personal consultation with a great team of people at Invista Advisors, 387-0094.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a forecast that's going to be getting hotter and hotter over the next few days. Partly cloudy, mild tonight. We're dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 66. Tomorrow and Friday, the hottest days of the year so far, with highs in the lower 90s. Good bit of sunshine. We should be dry. And then maybe some widely scattered showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours over the weekend, with highs in the lower 90s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE's 25 and 25 has you covered. For just $25 in closing costs, you can tap into your home's equity. No hidden fees, no headaches, just extra cash. Visit your local ASE Credit Union branch today. Federally insured by NCUA. NMLS 420259. Terms apply.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your cause, your ASE.
You're tuned into the only show that still uses 8-track tapes.
When you need a new door or window replaced, you want it done right. Someone who delivers expert craftsmanship every time, experience is a must. Listen, Davis Door and Sash. They can show you new doors and windows that can help you lower your utility bills and boost energy efficiency. DavisDoorandSashAlabama.com or call 334-288-6010. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. On pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Montgomery Men's Health said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Montgomery Men's Health was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual urologist and providers that take the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Montgomery Men's Health. Making it happen.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
Screw off.
So who is that? I have no idea. It is 3:51 on News Talk 93.1 FM. I have a clip. Well, yeah, we could play it, right?
Yeah, play clip. You gotta push the buttons, though. You got to set it up and send it to her. And
our computer is not exactly working it. Oh, this is, by the way, this is really cute. This is a little kid edition of things Southern women say.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to hear this before I forget it? Because it'll.
I would love to hear that, Mr. Goodell.
Share this tab instead at the top.
All right, hang on.
It would be delightful. I will watch it and listen while I have my
Close your messenger so they can see it.
Oh, you don't want to see my private messages?
No.
All right.
That would be a little awkward.
Okay, so this is Southern Sayings by Louis, and we got to play one of your favorites this afternoon.
We got to do that. We gotta
Whoop your tail. If you keep crying, I'm going to give you some to cry about. She ain't got the sense God gave a goose. Lois, we're talking about racket. I'll tell you what, it's harder than the fox and the forest fire out here. Sun don't shine on that same dog every day. Okay. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. That boy's cornbread is not done in the middle. Lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Don't lift your biscuits, honey. Now horses left the stable. Let me let you off here. The door hit you, but the good Lord split you.
How you feeling?
Like a legless dog covered in fleas. She's nice, but she's about as sharp as a marble. Heavens to Betsy, this place is a wreck. Bigger the bow, the closer to Jesus, honey. Holler back at you. I'm fixing to whoop your tail.
I like the cornbread one.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, great idea too. Raised right at 3:53. I had a Tom Homan clip. I'm also trying to pull up the story. I saw a picture. The guy in it looked familiar.
Mm-hmm.
He was really, really overweight, and we're talking about an A-list star who is gaining weight for a role. And now I can't get that to display in here.
That's weird.
I'll tell you what. Let me, maybe I can hit the Google and find this guy. And I had a Tom Homan clip I wanted to play from Fox, and I can't find that either. Which means it's time to ask the question.
Are you sure this work will be in competent hands?
Certainly, we're all incompetent.
I feel like a ventriloquist in here. No, it's Tom Homan and number one nemesis, threat to democracy, society, sanity, AOC. You know, she's trying to twist. She thinks if she can get her ass arrested, that's going to be the lightning rod for her presidential aspirations. And anybody that really thinks that women, let's see if I can get this. I share
So
this.
she's thinking people will rally around her if she gets her sorry butt arrested.
Yeah.
What is wrong with her?
Well, she's not. By the way, her district is becoming a hellhole. The people there are really pissed because they know she's not about them. She's about her. But try and get this to be okay. I think we're ready to share this Tom Homan clip.
Right.
I love this guy because he just speaks his mind unapologetically.
Oh, yeah.
This thing is slow. Why am I getting this looping circle
He
here?
reminds me very much of that Harry S. Truman philosophy, the buck stops here.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm in charge. I'm making decisions.
It's
You don't
very
like 'em?
refreshing.
Tough.
We need more of that. We really do.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is chic socks?
Chic socks.
Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez said that she hadn't heard from the Department of Justice on potentially being referred or whether she's under criminal investigation. Do you have a response?
I have to check with the Department of Justice on that.
Okay. And do you have a response in general to her saying there'd be a problem about whether if Republicans or anyone goes after these Democrats?
Look, you know what? I wish she'd do her job. She's a legislator, right? Why don't she pass some legislation and actually improve this country like President Donald Trump is already doing? I mean, I'm doing my job. Border secure. We arrested 3 times more criminals than Biden did. We're doing our job. She should try doing her job.
Proper punishment for the Democrats who stormed the ICE facility.
I'll leave that up to the Department of Justice.
Do you think Congress should do anything? Should there be a censure? Should we
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, and making a point. Like, that's what her constituents are upset about right now. She's not doing anything for them. It's out of control.
Well, she's thinking about the future. That's what she's doing. She's trying to set herself up to be a candidate for the Senate. She's setting herself up to be a candidate for the presidency. That's all she's thinking about. That's all she's thinking about. She's not thinking about the reason why she got elected in the
That
first
woman
place.
must have people blowing smoke up her
I'm sure she does.
hiney 24 hours a day.
I'm sure she does. And it's sad. It's sad because when she falls, it's going to be
Can't happen
a
soon
terrible
enough.
fall.
I got news for you. If I manage to make it to 2028, and they somehow, I'm hoping that all the mechanisms will be in place so they can't steal any more elections. Things like paper ballots and, verified voter registration, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Because if those things are actually implemented, then I wouldn't worry at all. Because who the hell's that crazy? And then you'll have the media, just like they did for Barack. Remember, he was going to make race relations better, and there would be this. It would be like this love fest in America.
Yeah.
Look at us, we have overcome. And what did he do? He doubled down on stupid on everything, and we're still trying to get rid of Obamacare like herpes. Once you get it, you can't get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! By the way, Trump actually did something about drug costs. You didn't have to have a mammoth piece of legislation. That wasn't about improving anybody or making health care more accessible. It was about power and control. That's all it was. That's all they care about. sometimes they need to pay more attention to who's on the ticket, too. I mean, they didn't do themselves any favors with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
We mentioned Baumhauer's after the show tonight. We hope you come and join us over there. We're going to make sure that anybody that wants strawberry shortcake gets some as we celebrate the Garvins, part of our group. By the way, our group is not, there's no membership or anything like that. Just come and join us. Nice people.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
So many friends and friendships have developed out of those Wednesday night gatherings.
Well, it's kind of like we're all one big family, we're News Talk family.
Yeah.
We all listen. We're all participating in this conversation, either passively or actively. A lot of people that are there are people who call in, but some of them don't. They don't call in, but they listen. Oh, they listen all the time.
You know, I've learned that riding the bike has been the greatest way to find out who the listeners are. Because I know I ride in Arrowhead, and I get stopped all the time, and I love it. It's great to, feel the good vibe and to get the feedback and everything like that. I've met a lot of listeners.
That's good.
That's cool.
That's
yeah,
very good.
It really is. It really is.
Well,
Very
since I've been sidekicking with you, I have people coming up to me going, "Hey, are you the master thespian?" It's like, "Oh, well, yes, I am." And so I'm finding more and more and more people that I didn't know listened to this program, that because they knew me and knew my voice, they were put two and two together. But they're listening. They're listening, which is why I have to behave myself. I have to be careful. You can do whatever you want, but I have to behave. So.
Yeah, I'm I'm James Dean, man.
You're a rebel without a cause.
Yeah. We're at the 4 o'clock hour already, and before we get there, a reminder that, we went from the several days of rain and very much cooler weather. Now all of a sudden, summer has just leapt out, and it's hot.
Yep.
And it's going to get hotter, according
Yep.
to Rich, whose forecast is coming up.
Yep.
Are you ready for the summer in terms of your internal comfort inside your home? Has anybody taken a look, maybe you've changed the filter, but taken a look at the mechanisms that run your AC and made sure they're ready for the weather ahead? Clark's would love to have the chance to do it. Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, the best HVAC techs in town. For $180, they will make 2 visits to your home for tune-ups, to clean the system, make sure it's not wasting energy, and look at the major components to make sure there's nothing going on that would require a repair. Your membership also gets you a discount on parts and labor. And with your system running at peak efficiency, that means you'll get some of that money back on energy savings. It's a great deal. You can't put a price tag on your peace of mind if something, systems, machines fail all the time, even with your best efforts. Plumbing, too. They have amazing plumbers who are great at diagnosing and applying a fix. With your membership, you are guaranteed priority service. 277-2125. While other people are sweating, they don't even know who to trust, much less who to call. With Clark's, they take care of both of those equations for you with one annual membership cost of $180. 277-2125. Visit clarkcomfort.com. Their Alabama certification number 09098. Check in with Skipper, then Salem Radio Network News coming up.
Well, we have several minor accidents. These are the ones that are causing problems. Woodley Road at East South Boulevard got an accident there. Also got an accident on I-65 northbound just before the 85 northbound merge at the interchange. Right lane is blocked. They're trying to get that vehicle up on a wrecker right now, but your left lanes are your best bet. Get over, please. Traffic's very busy everywhere right now, including Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka. We will keep you updated. Up to $10,000 off the last of the 2024 Nissan Z cars at McKenna Nissan. It's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
For reliable electrical services in Central Alabama, trust the experts at Crosby Electric. Crosby's licensed and insured electricians are ready to tackle any project for your home, from troubleshooting, repairs, to installing new lighting and preventive maintenance. And Crosby understands the need for quality service for small business. Crosby is big enough for the largest job, yet small enough to bring real value. Visit CrosbyElectric.com to schedule your service. Crosby, powering Central Alabama with excellence.
Take a trip with 2 iconic bands, J.J. Gray and Mofro. Together with the Marshall Tucker Band.
22nd, Montgomery Performing Arts Center. The Ramblin' Rooster Tour. Rock, blues, and hits all night. Get tickets Friday at Ticketmaster.com. Together for a rare evening. Don't miss J.J. Gray and Mofro and the Marshall Tucker Band.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. You're thinking of selling your home. Here are several ways to improve the look of your home and possibly the value. Number one, improve the curb appeal with trim bushes and cut the grass. Repaint the exterior where needed, and if needed, paint your front door. Number two, declutter the inside of the home by removing items that are not needed off countertops, dressers, and the den. 3, paint walls and trim where needed with a fresh coat of paint in a light color that will show off your home. 4, clean your oven and microwave inside and out, make it shine. Number 5, professionally clean carpets or shine the wood floors with a polish or Bona. 6, clean out all closets or unwanted clothes, shoes, belts, hats, and donate them to a local charity. Finish any leftover repairs now, doorknobs, light bulbs, and closet doors. For a complete list and an in-person evaluation and consultation, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
When you need a renovation without the complications, call 5 Innovations today.
Rub-a-dub-dub, do you have an ugly tub? For those looking to upgrade their bathroom with safety and style, Bath Innovations of Alabama has the perfect solution. Their bathtub to shower conversions and walk-in bathtubs are designed with accessibility in mind, offering easy entry and slip-resistant surfaces for peace of mind. Plus, their stunning mildew-resistant high-strength polymer wall systems add beauty and durability, transforming your space from dull to delightful. Bath Innovations' expert team ensures a quick, hassle-free installation, turning your bathtub into a beautiful, accessible shower that enhances both safety and comfort. Take control of your bathroom safety today. Call Bath Innovations of Alabama locally at 271-2723 or visit bathinnovations.com.
When you need a renovation without the aggravation, call 5 Innovations today.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Today's show is brought to you by dog food commercials. Because your cute, friendly golden doodle apparently needs to eat like her bloodthirsty, throat-ripping ancestors. Dog food commercials.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
4.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Boeing securing a pair of major orders in the Middle East during a visit to the region by President Trump. The American aerospace manufacturer confirmed a $96 billion order from Qatar 1 day after announcing an order from a major company in Saudi Arabia. The Qatar deal is the biggest order for 787s and wide-body jets in Boeing's history. The clock is ticking. Some 350,000 commuters who work in New Jersey and New York City could soon be scrambling for travel alternatives. That's if New Jersey transit engineers walk off the job early Friday.
Keep electing Democrats.
On Wall Street, stocks finishing mixed today. The Dow was down 89 points. The NASDAQ Composite gaining 136, and the S&P 500 was up 6 points. This is SRN News.
Democrats.
Bang, zoom.
Some big news. Iran is threatening to wipe Israel off the map and destroy America. Now, UN inspectors say Iran is close to getting nuclear weapons, just weeks away. But President Trump vows he won't let them. He's even moved 2 aircraft carriers to the area. This is a big story, and Newsmax's Rob Finnerty is covering it all this week and exposing the real threat. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for Rob's series, Stop Iran.
and find out Trump's secret plan to fix this. Watch Finnerty on Newsmax on all major cable systems. President Trump says he watches Newsmax all the time. You should too. So download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone and sign up for Newsmax Plus to watch us anytime, anywhere. Millions are making the switch to Newsmax because it's real news for real people.
This is not headline news. Netflix is developing a limited series about Madonna. It'll start off hot and interesting, but then gradually become old and boring. CBS unveiled their 2025 fall lineup. To make sure CBS viewers would see it, it was released on parchment. Fox is bringing back Fear Factor, but eating bugs will no longer be a challenge since people can just do that by shopping at Trader Joe's. A California city is experiencing exploding birds. And wouldn't you know it, the birds always explode right after they wash their car. And a Spirit passenger says her flight was infested with cockroaches. Likewise, the cockroaches say their flight was infested with Spirit passengers. This is not headline news.
Here's another thing that just never goes away.
What's that?
Here's a story off X from Defiant L's. They're always holding the liberal foot to the fire, so to speak. Here is a story about a woman who went viral after she lost to a biological male in a race.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if there's audio with this or not. Can I share this tab instead?
Hold on, yep.
I want people to see this. This is just sick. It reminds me of the episode of The Office where Michael Scott is in financial trouble and Oscar tries to tell him about bankruptcy, declare bankruptcy. And so Michael walks into the office in front of all of his coworkers and says, "I declare bankruptcy." Like, that's all you got to do. Just announce it.
Yeah, well, about that.
Yeah.
Michael's not exactly the sharpest tool in the drawer.
Well, you can't declare your biological sex.
Yeah.
You just can't. Stop with this lunacy. And you know, for a political party that always prides itself, what is it, the suburban housewives, you know, the women who are traditionally Democrats, how can you support this? Your daughters.
Yeah.
Friends are being asked to win competitions against biological males, and it's not working out. It's just not.
Well, it's not fair.
No.
It's not fair. I mean, if you're competing against a fellow female, then someone who is biologically
yeah, that's
female,
the idea.
That's the whole idea. But it's an unfair advantage because the male bodies are made differently.
The headline on the X page says, "Girl heartbroken after losing to trans runner." Now take a look at the young lady that wins this race.
This girl's reaction went viral after she lost to a biological male at a high school track meet. 17-year-old Lila Connor was beaten by Soren Starchesa, who identifies as female.
He identifies as female. Is that how it works now? You just identify as the another sex, and that's good enough? This is insane.
18 months ago, Soren was competing in the boys division, ranked only 172nd. Now, the athlete is racing against girls and is ranked 4th in the state. The athlete's father works at a gender care clinic, while the mother works at Bates College, focusing on topics such as white supremacy and reparations.
Of course.
Well, there you go. Wonder where he got that idea, huh?
Yeah, I guess the acorn doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's just sad. It's just sad.
It is, but it continues on. Like, you know, wasn't all this stuff kind of cleared up in the early days of Trump's second term?
Supposedly. And here's the thing is that years from now, that person's going to have a lot of guilt over what they've done because they didn't do it the right way. They cheated.
I have to agree. Who can take satisfaction in winning a competition where you have a natural and very unfair advantage?
Yep.
How do you live with yourself? How do you justify that in your head? And you can tell from the young woman's reaction, she was really pissed. There's a lot of pissed off women athletes in this country, and they're getting some support from pros and stuff. But most of the well-known, they don't want to touch this with a 10-foot something. They don't, because they know the media is going to, take their roto-rooter and run them through it.
Excoriate.
Run it through them. Yeah, I had that wrong. Seriously, though, that's bullying. That's another thing. Everything the left has tried to eliminate from our society, like bullying, is it any better now? I think it's worse now than it's ever been.
It is.
Oh yeah. Well, just think
Totally.
about the whole thing with Trump. Is he's a felon. He's a felon. He shouldn't be. It's like, okay, do y'all
he's a
hear
felon.
yourselves? Do you hear yourselves what you're doing? They're trying to use that as a weapon against someone, not looking at the fact that this was a biased judge, a biased jury, who are taking a trumped-up charge that never should have been brought to the trial in the first place.
How do you like the judge that was hiding the illegal alien, breaking the law, and has now been indicted?
Yep, she should be.
Prosecute her ass. How can you have somebody like that in a court of law determining the freedom and fates of people when she herself is, showing her party loyalty by hiding? It's sickening.
They think they know better than the rest of us.
That's the crux of it right there. We're not only smarter than you, but we're better than you too.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that is the emperor with no clothes right there.
It's just sad.
These stories, it's just, I sometimes have to, are we really watching this in real time?
When you wonder how these people sleep at night.
Look at, they're already trying to impeach Trump for what? Lowering inflation, lowering gas prices, creating peace. Any of those things, those are all impeachable offenses. The other one I want to get to
How dare you succeed, sir?
is Jake Tapdance. What a piece of work he is. For years, not only denying that Joe Biden was in any type of decline, but actually pushing that he was at the top of his game. And now he comes out with a book about what? Joe's true state, which means what? He lied. He lied every single time. And this is what they do without conscience or without accountability. Lie. And when that's not enough, they tell more.
Well, and it's all to fulfill their agenda. The mindset is that it is okay to lie to people if it gets us what we want. It's okay to not tell the truth. It's okay to hold back information as long as we get what we want. The ends justify the means.
I gotta find
And that's not right.
It's
not right.
Jake Tapper clip.
No, that's like textbook narcissism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they've got plenty of that. No doubt about that. I gotta find the Jake Tapper clip. There's the Pope's brother.
Pope's brother.
The video that Hillary Clinton does not want you to see. I think we should make room for that, don't you?
Sure.
Hang on. This, what is this? X? No. All right. Share this tab instead. Are we ready?
We're ready. Close your messenger.
Oh, nobody wants to see Eddie Bader's thumb.
What would you do without Pamela?
Don't even make me think about that possibility. You probably didn't hear it, but somebody was complimenting you in the parking lot.
What?
Yeah.
Why? Who?
Just
in the parking lot.
said how great it has worked out. And I said, should I say what I said? Because
I think you should. Full disclosure.
Yeah, honesty is the best policy.
I said, yeah, I really got lucky.
Aww. Aww.
True.
I needed to hear that today.
I'm going to start crying over here.
Well, just let me repeat it. Yes, I really got lucky when it worked out for you to take Rosie's position. By the way, the things that the little kids were saying,
yeah,
little Southern women, that came from Rosie.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's
that was
cool.
nice for her to
That's
hear
cool.
from her and send that. All right, this is entitled The Video That Hillary Clinton Does Not Want You to See.
Okay.
along with anything else that might even resemble the truth.
Remember John F. Kennedy Jr.? He was declared the front-runner for the New York Senate seat back in 1999. Days later, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and his rival, Hillary Clinton, was elected senator. Mary Mahoney was a Clinton White House intern. She knew enough of the inner workings of Bill's sexual advancements to be a star witness during the Clinton impeachment trials. She was brutally executed at a Starbucks she was managing in 1997. In 1993, White House counsel Vince Foster was found dead in Fort Marcy Park near D.C. He supposedly killed himself, and among a lengthy list of potential foul play, the bullet was never found. Then there's James McDougal, a key witness for White House prosecutors. He was serving his 3-year sentence for bank fraud at the Fort Worth Federal Medical Center in Texas. And just before he was to give a testimony before the grand jury, McDougal suffered a heart attack in solitary confinement. In 2015, Walter Scheib, a White House chef hired under Bill Clinton, joined the list. His body was found at the bottom of a river, nearly 2 miles from the base of the trail he was reportedly hiking. An autopsy determined that Scheib's death was accidental drowning. But he might have known too much. 27-year-old Democratic National Committee staffer Seth Rich was shot and killed in D.C. this year. There is speculation that he was the source of the controversial leaked emails allegedly sent by DNC staffers, and that he may have been murdered in retaliation. Then Sean Lucas, the lead attorney in a fraud case against the DNC, was found lying on the bathroom floor by his girlfriend when she returned home on August 2nd. His death was reported classified, pending the results of an autopsy.
Yeah.
It's all coincidence. It's all it just happened.
Is there any chance?
People die.
Is there any chance that Pam Bondi will find? Because there's no statute of limitations on murder.
Exactly.
We've never. I mean, you mentioned the name Seth Rich.
I know. That was a huge one.
And they freeze up.
Yeah.
What's going on? It would be nice to see Kash Patel and Bondi open up some investigations on these things.
Yeah.
This is, this and the not release of the Epstein files and some of this. There are things going on where I feel like they're tiptoeing.
Yeah.
They're trying to be too careful. We got to get out of the business of protecting big names and careers. We can't let that happen.
Well, I'm wondering if part of the scenario was they had someone do the killing and then they killed the person who killed him in order to eliminate the evidence.
I think anything is possible, sure.
Yeah. I mean, these are people that are dealing with huge pockets full of money, and you can entice people to do just about anything with the right amount of money.
Anytime somebody brings up some of the divots around these deaths, in other words, there's holes in the so-called truth or explanation. Boy, the media pulls out the cement mixer and repaves that pothole very quickly for them.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
No,
move along,
move along, please. We got nothing to show you. It is 4:21 on News Talk 93.1 FM. Tony will be with you in a moment. I just want to mention that if you have a family law situation, could be anything from a divorce, perhaps separation. Maybe you'd like to get a will done. That's really, nobody likes to talk about because, that means I'm dead, right? Yeah, well, but the idea of a will is to let everybody that you love know your wishes so they don't have to guess if something bad happens.
You're preparing ahead of time.
That's it.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no evidence in the world that having a will done leads to your immediate demise. There's no connection there. It truly is the right thing to do. Delkin Tomlinson, they do that. They handle all matters of family law. I've heard so many stories about people who are trying to do the right thing, adopt, yet everywhere they turn, there's a leg stuck out in front of them, interfering with the process. Well, Delkin Tomlinson not only can help with adoptions, blended families, and more. You may not have a family crisis of your own, but you may know somebody who is in, and I urge you without hesitation to give this number to them to call for a consultation, 819-4810. So important in any type of crisis to have not just the legal wisdom, which is readily evident with Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson, but the leadership. That's what you really, really need. You need somebody who you can believe in, who believes in you, and you will just follow the directions. It makes life so much easier. 819-4810 is that number, or jot down this web address, thealabamafamilylawyers.com, for Delk and Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
A representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey, Tony, what's up?
Not much. Hey, Master Thesman.
Hello.
I was Cornelius Hackle in Hello Dolly.
Oh, excellent. But I guess
I was an excellent. I was a great actor and singer. What really makes me mad is they dropped the hammer on Trump. All the crap they did to him.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to really even, it's like, oh well, but you can't do it to the Clintons or anybody else.
No.
It's like that just it irks me. But anyway,
it's anybody that has a sense of fair play.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care if you like Trump or not, but man, can at least be fair, at least to some extent, but it's not.
No,
it's not. And they went through his house and did all that gross stuff to his wife's aunt.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I mean,
I think they fired a bunch of the agents that were in on that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it seems like, I don't know. But anyway. All right, brother. Y'all have a good evening.
Thanks.
Well, and that's one thing I think that people see. They say that there's a big gap between how Republicans are treated and how Democrats are treated, and have been. I'm hoping that things will change themselves, but it's this idea of the unfairness of it all. Biden had classified documents sitting in a box beside an open door of his garage.
Yeah, no, that was different. That was because it was one of theirs.
Well, he wasn't supposed to have them in the first place.
Well, of course.
He wasn't a president. He was a senator.
No, but they found a way to barge in. I got to tell you, one of the most chilling afternoons, I was on the air when they raided Mar-a-Lago. And I said, this is very, very seriously disturbing stuff.
Yeah.
That they are so full of themselves and their mission that they're willing to do this today. This is a dark day in America. It still is.
Well, they were hoping that the optics of the police being outside the compound and people showing up and going through stuff, they thought that the optics would trump the truth.
Yeah, well,
Does that make sense? They were hoping that what appeared to be on the surface, it's looking bad for Mr. Trump.
Yeah, it's
He's
been
got
looking
all
back.
this
They've
stuff.
been predicting his demise since 2016, and guess what? They've been wrong for, 9 consecutive years now. Good luck with that. Brad McDonald joining us at 4:35 today.
We have an accident at East South Boulevard at Woodley Road. Please watch out for emergency vehicles there. Hopefully they're about to wrap that one up. Traffic's busy east, south, and east Boulevard. I-65 and 85 very busy right now. We're seeing a high volume of traffic out there this afternoon. A few minor accidents, none of those really causing any issues. Prattville Millbrook with Temple reporting light to mostly moderate traffic. Get ready for summer at Midtown Plaza. Shop Verizon. Then eat at Hunan Garden or American Deli. Midtown Plaza and Street off I-85, another great McClinton & Company development. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Mr. Electric. At Mr. Electric, they have the power to make things better.
1819 News.
In an unusual twist of events, both sides of the marijuana debate are coming together in order to urge Governor Ivey to veto the hemp restriction bill. HB 445 would implement restrictions on the sale of psychoactive hemp products, banning the sale of the product for anyone under the age of 21 and limiting the sales to those over the age of 21. Those in favor of the hemp products do not want any regulations applied, arguing that it's an infringement upon civil rights, while the Alabama Policy Institute calls the bill a backdoor to recreational marijuana being legalized here in the state. Over 1,500 signatures have been gathered from those who have varying concerns about this bill. That petition has been sent to Governor Ivey. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
A Tuesday special primary election is over in parts of Coleman and Blount counties. Republican Heath Albright was declared the Republican nominee for the upcoming special election to fill Alabama House District 11's seat. That seat was vacated earlier this year by Randall Shedd, who joined the staff for Senate President Pro Tem Garland Gudger. The city of Birmingham is making Rickwood Field more accessible to people with disabilities. The historic ballpark was built back in the early 1900s and will now get a $900,000 upgrade to better serve all residents. City leaders say the improvement will make it easier for everyone to enjoy events at the park, especially in light of Major League Baseball returning to the Magic City this year. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
We're a customer service company that does electrical work.
Landscape lighting, backyard lighting, you name it. If it involves a wire, we handle it. Peace of mind made easy. That's what you get with Mr. Electric.
Mr. Electric, the power to make things better.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a forecast that's going to be getting hotter and hotter over the next few days. Partly cloudy, mild tonight. We're dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 66. Tomorrow and Friday, the hottest days of the year so far, with highs in the lower 90s. Good bit of sunshine. We should be dry. And then maybe some widely scattered showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours over the weekend, with highs in the lower 90s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hello everyone, Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
It's time to butter up with Biscuits Baseball in 2025. Join us at Riverwalk Stadium for all of our Day of the Week promotions, including tacos and tall boys on Tuesdays, Military Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursday, Max Fireworks Saturdays, and Lil Crumbs and Bark in the Park on Sundays. For tickets and more information, visit biscuitsbaseball.com or call us at the box office at 323-BALL. Butter up!
I'm Stephanie Bryan, chairwoman of the Porch Creek Indians. Tourism and hospitality are more than industries to the Porch Creek Indians. Providing a warm welcome is part of our heritage. It's central to who we are. From Atmore to Aruba, we've created more than 20 unique travel and tourism destinations, providing unforgettable guest experiences and life-changing career opportunities for our tribe and our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. Learn more at porchcreekindians.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertiser.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Our wonderful sidekick producer, Pamela Dubuque, is a Starbucks drinker.
Dunkin' more than Starbucks, but I do not turn down coffee ever.
Oh.
Iced.
Would you like some this afternoon? My treat.
Sure. See? Don't turn it down.
There you go.
Here, put it on this Baumhauer's gift card. Actually, I have this to buy the strawberry shortcake, but yeah, let me get my car. We're going to talk to Brant in a second. I think you could use a cheer me up.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the kind of guy that likes to cheer women up.
I don't like you.
Give
You're
me a
not
minute.
going to buy me a toaster? Coffee will do.
I'll tell you what. We have a toaster oven on top of the refrigerator, which, by the way, they're about to build
You need
the wall.
to take that on your travels, your breakfast excursions,
No, the not the little 2-slice. This is a toaster
not
oven.
the Hawk Show toaster.
It's on that's on top of the bread Zeppelin.
Bread Zeppelin.
Yeah, that's the name I like to. But there's one on top of it. They're going to put that wall up, and all that stuff is lost. We have a microwave, which I've used 1 million times to perfect microwaving bacon and so forth. A lot of experimentation has gone on there, and I think we should bring it into the studio and connect our transmitter to it, because I think it would boost our signal.
Well, it might.
You know, I mean,
Brant's on, and he only has 3 minutes, so.
Okay. Brant
Let's go,
McDonald
Brant.
has joined us here at 4:35. The man we call Mr. Right on the money. Hey, Brant, what's up?
Hey, Greg. Appreciate you taking me early. I'm stacked up this afternoon. Did want to touch base with you, though. You know, you see what's happened in the markets today. You know, S&P up a little bit, NASDAQ trying to inch higher. I do think we're running into a little bit of resistance here. We've had a sharp rally as a result of the, you know, reprieve on tariffs over the weekend with China and the U.S. But still, you know, I've talked to a number of traders and other portfolio managers, and there's still a fair amount of anxiety out there because that still has not been resolved. And as we know, we've still got a whole lot coming at us these next few months. And so we expect this market to continue to be range-bound, which is what it's been all year. We've really made no progress. We've had quite a few ups and downs, as we know. So we're not given kind of the all clear yet on a short-term basis. But certainly, Trump is sort of on fire right now. I mean, he has changed. He really has. He's flipped the thing on his head. He's getting movement internationally from a whole host of countries and beginning to gain momentum. And obviously, you've seen the news. He's over there in the Middle East. He's struck a deal with Qatar and with the Saudis, and really massive deal with huge investment in the U.S. and then obviously for those who like Boeing, Boeing, you know, got a pretty nice order announced today from the Saudis. You know, I forget the exact number, but it's a large amount of airplanes.
Yeah, 787s, passenger craft and stuff. That's, you think Boeing will make a statement, thank you, President Trump, for helping facilitate this deal?
No.
No, there's no doubt. But plus, Boeing is such a vital importance to our national security. I mean, you got to remember, yes, they make passenger aircraft, but my goodness, they make a lot of stuff for the military and for our national security. And they need capital. Boeing is in a turnaround, so this contract goes a long way towards helping them sort of get stabilized, if you will. So that's a big deal. And, you know, again, as president, this is what he's trying to do. He's really juggling a lot of issues at one time. How can he help U.S. companies and at the same time do business and do deals overseas? You know, wow. I mean, he's moving at lightning speed. And, you know, it feels like he's already been there for a year, but you have to stop and realize, my goodness, it's only been not even 4 months.
Yeah.
And look at everything that has happened. It's pretty incredible.
It's breathtaking. I mean, look at inflation, Brant. You know, it was the March-April numbers, and the cost at the grocery store was down 0.4. That's an awfully fast result.
It really is, and you know, I think some of that is just a very sort of early indicator of what is yet to come. And believe it or not, most of this, in terms of prices, I think connects directly back to the deregulation. A lot of executive orders that he signed on deregulation, because even though it doesn't impact like on day one, for companies, you don't see it show up on their P&Ls or what have you, but it allows companies to make massive long-term decisions around the regulatory environment. And that, I think, is, you know, we're still not even in the first inning of seeing the real big dividends that'll pay from the deregulation. But I think the month of April, we saw a touch of that. And I think it's only going to get better. As we move through time over the next couple of years, you're going to really start to see that come home. So anyway, all in all, we're pretty happy, we're pleased, and we'll see what tomorrow holds. The PPI normally would come out the day after CPI. It did not. For whatever reason, the government shifted on that, so it's going to be tomorrow. And we'll have some more data for you tomorrow morning. We can talk about.
Brant, we appreciate the truth here, because the media is reporting none of what you just discussed. This is what's happening. This explains, because the market, money goes where it's smart to be. If we didn't have you telling us this, we certainly weren't going to learn it from most of the legacy media. So thank you.
I appreciate that, Greg. And we're bringing it to you from all our sources around the globe, the people that have been in the business a long time, and separating truth from fiction, and that's even when it's stuff we don't want to hear, But anyway,
it's always honest. Thank you, Brent.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Y'all have a great evening, and we'll chat in the morning.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Did I just see a headline on Fox? Please tell me I didn't see this, but it looked like a poll indicated that 50% approved Joe Biden and 48% approved Donald Trump. I don't know if that was from a past.
I don't know. That's weird.
Really?
That's weird.
Really? This is after America saw him pathetically stumbling around in that alleged debate? Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was, because I don't think anybody that lived through the last 4 years would have that level
You
of
would like to think
response.
people are at least smarter than that.
Yeah.
And at any time did Kamala Harris tell you what the solution would be to the problems that were going on? No, not that I can remember.
Well, they're working on it. We're working on it. Just elect
I'll
me
show
and
you
we'll
what they're
figure it
working
out.
on.
Elect me and we'll all be okay.
Meantime, yesterday the news that Pete Rose, now that he's dead, along with the others who were permanently ineligible from baseball and election to the Baseball Hall of Fame, the Babylon Bee puts out a tweet today that says, Pete Rose Hall of Fame induction ceremony to be sponsored by DraftKings.
Hilarious.
I got to tell you, this is not just brilliant, but for a sport that has been hawking a Chinik about, we're no gambling and we just can't have that. Half of the stuff I see on MLB Network is DraftKings and FanDuel and odds makers. They even have live consultants now on the pregame shows that tell you, you might want to parlay this into that. They're so full of shinola.
Shaving cream.
What is shinola anyway?
I think it's a reference to those medicine shows where they would sell you a tonic that would cure baldness and
one of those, right.
ED and all that stuff. That's what that's called.
Well, we're going to give you that information later on the ED thing. We got that from our friends at Montgomery Men's Health. In the meantime, coming up, Pamela, we're going to the most expensive drink you can get at Starbucks.
Wow.
41 something.
Wow.
With tax, 45, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
And everything that's in it, and why. That's all coming up. Right now, we're going to check back in with Skipper at 4:43.
Well, we've had several minor accidents, not really causing much of a problem. We have a new one, though, now. 65 northbound at Westgate Park, center lane, a disabled 18-wheeler. The problem there, please watch out for those folks. If you're motoring up 65, that is just past West Boulevard, 65 northbound at Westgate. Everywhere else, we're busy. Interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting busy conditions. Summer STEAM Camp for 7th and 8th graders is back at Trentham State. It's a week of discovery from June 9th through the 13th. Go to trenthamstate.edu for more information. Register before May 30th. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Hey guys, this is Todd Clark with River Region Contracting, your premier roofing contractor in Central Alabama. So remember the name, River Region Contracting, for all your roofing needs. We're not affiliated with any other roofing company in the River Region. We've been in the roofing business since 2005. We don't have to buy our leads, and we don't have to knock on doors when the storms come around. We have thousands of satisfied customers throughout Central Alabama. So call us at 334-356-8635. That's 334-356-8635.
Here at Adams Drugs, we let our customers do the talking. I'm here with Ronnie Taunton, who was a longtime customer of Adams Drugs, moved away for 3 years, and came back to town recently. Ronnie, what did you do for another pharmacy when you moved out of town?
When we moved to Fairhope, we were looking for a local. We did not want to go to a big box store. And we did find one, but the service was not up to par. Adams Drug really spoiled us.
What was it like to come back to Adams Drugs again?
It was very easy. We picked up the phone when we got back, came up to Prattville and called the branch there in Prattville, and they took that phone call and did the rest of it. We didn't have to do a thing. It was very simple. We're glad to be back with them. They're so efficient and customer service oriented.
Come in to any of our 12 Adams Drugs locations. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net to find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Mallinson with Georgia Floors Direct, and I want to talk to you about Blue Water Broadcast and how they've helped my business spread the word. As every small business owner, I have to look at my advertising dollars carefully, and Blue Water Broadcast helps me get the most for every dollar I spend. I'm so glad to be a part of Blue Water Broadcasting and what they bring to Montgomery.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi everybody. We've got a forecast that's going to be getting hotter and hotter over the next few days. Partly cloudy, mild tonight. We're dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 66. Tomorrow and Friday, the hottest days of the year so far, with highs in the lower 90s. Good bit of sunshine. We should be dry. And then maybe some widely scattered showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours over the weekend, with highs in the lower 90s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More is your low price leader for everything you need for flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies. For the best prices on luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, flooring installation supplies, and more, shop Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
As promised, here it is, the most expensive thing you can get at Starbucks.
Introducing Starkbucks, formerly Starbucks, but now 300% more dramatic. Why the name change? Because someone just ordered a Venti Matcha Cream Frappuccino with 12 shots of espresso and 12 Affogato-style shots for $44.97.
And a splash of please help me.
At Starkbucks, we don't just serve coffee. We fuel personal crises with whipped cream on top. Starkbucks, where your drink costs more than 3 dozen donuts and more than your therapy copay. Now available nationwide. Side effects may include shaking and spontaneous honesty.
That is a lot of shots.
That's a lot of caffeine.
Yes.
Yeah.
The base drink is $6.25. 12 espresso shots at $15. 12 affogato style. What's an affogato?
I don't know.
Aren't they in the Everglades?
Is that where they
on the
like
Sopranos,
froth up the
Affogato
shot?
family.
I don't know. That adds another 15.
Yeah.
Mocha and dark caramel sauce is $1.60. Caramel drizzle 60 cents. Frappuccino chips and 1 pump of Kai.
Oh, affogato is a dessert, like gelato and vanilla and espresso together.
Caramel crunch topping 50 cents. Vanilla bean and chocolate malt powder 4 scoops each at $1.
Oh my gosh.
And whipped cream, which is free.
Was this
That's
all
like
that
a
they consumed that day?
I was going to say, that's like a diabetic coma in a cup. Holy
Seriously.
cow.
This had to be an experiment.
I guess, just to see how expensive
Well, actually, it
they
was
could
just
get.
one person. We got the story from the takeout, whatever that is.
Some place that reports about food, I guess. Or
Yeah.
fast food. Yeah.
But somebody went to the trouble to figure out what the most expensive thing you could get, as opposed to just $6 for a cup of coffee. Right? Isn't that what
Yeah,
the
but
thing starts
your
out?
head would-
$6.25 for the coffee.
Your head would explode after a couple of sips of that thing, you know?
Now I've tried a couple of the real.
You'd be going into orbit.
I've tried a couple of the real desserty things at Starbucks, and we
Yeah.
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 And I like the what was it?
The one that you got, I mean, were pretty basic. I think you got a Frappuccino one time that was kind of like chocolatey and crunchy, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway, their basic coffee, I'm not a fan.
No, me neither.
When you got to put a half a gallon of milk in it it's just
Make it palatable, yeah. Yeah.
and that's why I prefer radio station coffee.
Yeah. I have never been a coffee drinker. I tried in college because they all said that this is what will keep you awake while you're studying for your exams. I just couldn't deal with it.
My grandma used
children-
to let me sip her coffee.
Yeah.
I think I've drank coffee since I was 4 years old.
Now my children all love it. You know, my youngest child works for Starbucks, but it just never had an appeal for me. I know it's weird to have an adult human being that doesn't drink coffee.
Did you know? This is an interesting little
Yeah.
stat. In 1997, 24.6, almost 1 in 4 high school seniors smoked cigarettes every day.
Yeah,
1 out of 4.
yeah, I would agree with
When?
that. 1997.
1997.
Yeah.
By 2023, that number dropped to 0.7%.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Or 1 out of every 143. I think
that's
it's.
huge.
I got to tell you, yeah, I'm a smoker, and I'm not advocating or pushing it, so don't let your panties bunch up. I actually believe, and you're welcome to feedback on this, I think if I quit, my body would get sick.
You
It's just too
probably
used to it.
would
You're so used to
go
it, yeah.
through some pretty serious withdrawals.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the non-smoking snobbery for that, no, you guys
Yeah.
are great. You're not pushing cigarettes on me, and I'm sure you'd love to see me stop. But there are people that will go out of their way to degrade you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What are you doing smoking that for?
I'm gonna
Don't
say-
you know you're killing yourself? Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's your liver? How many
Well-
beers have you had this week? You know, how much?
Those are people who have enough self-loathing that in order for them to feel better, they have to attack you. They have to tear you down.
It says way more about that person.
Oh, yeah.
I am sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Do I beg forgiveness?
No.
Do I receive it?
No.
I still think smoking looks cool. Sorry.
Hey, I have a cigarette in my
Well, I had
Facebook
movies
profile
and
picture.
television, Yeah,
Yeah, it looks cool.
that smoke wafting around it.
You know, I said, Dad, do you want people to see you with a cigarette in your hand? I said, well, anybody that knows me knows I'm a smoker.
Yeah.
And actually, it looks kind of cool there. I brought back smoking is cool.
As he coughs. Smoking is cool.
And we'll tell you more about that in just a minute. As soon as I can get my microphone up to my larynx.
Well, back in the 50s and 60s, before they started having that huge, Surgeon General's warning and all that, and that was sort of the norm that everybody smoked, and it may have just been a product of World War II, because soldiers and sailors were all part of their rations. They were given cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and that was the sort of
some
thing
jobs you
did.
don't even get a break if you don't smoke. Some people take up
Yeah.
smoking so you get a smoke break.
Yeah.
Is this William B?
Exactly.
It is.
William B.
It's my fellow redneck right there. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm red. I'm rednecker. I'll tell you.
I'm sure you are. But I've been accused of some redneckery in my life.
Yes, I have too. But it's fun. It's fun to be a redneck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When you were talking about coffee, I just wondered if Pamela had heard the old coffee commercial about a decent cup of coffee.
I don't know.
I think are you referring to? Yeah, I gotta play this. I gotta play this. This is. Hang on. All right.
This is classic.
All right, William B. If you hang
commercial.
up, I'll play this for Pamela right now.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
This goes to show you. This is an actual commercial, I believe, from the '60s.
Yes.
Which to me doesn't seem like that long ago. To others, like, wow, that was before 2000. Holy cow! And they have video. Anyway, this is an actual commercial, and I work with somebody in the morning who I really think could benefit greatly by listening to the social order as it's ascribed here.
Mm-hmm. Harvey, want anything special for your birthday?
Just a decent cup of coffee.
You're kidding.
I'm serious. Honey, your coffee's undrinkable.
Bite me. Pretty harsh.
Well, so's your coffee.
Oh!
You know, the girls down at the office make better coffee on their hot plates.
Yeah.
Well, see you later.
Oh, you disgusting.
And he didn't even kiss me goodbye.
Because you have bad
if
coffee
I
breath.
could just make a decent cup of coffee, I could relax. So, relax. Why don't you try Instant Folgers? Tastes good as fresh perked. Good as fresh perked. I'll surprise Harvey for his birthday tonight.
Serve it naked.
Hey, great coffee.
It's Instant Folgers. Doesn't it taste good as fresh perked?
Better.
Better than those girls make at the office?
Honey, their coffee can't hold a candle to yours.
Instant Folgers taste good as fresh perked. Try it.
Yeah, that's what I want tomorrow morning. I want some fresh perked served to me.
Oh, by the way, that was classic Monroe's motivated sequence, in which you get the audience's attention, and then you provide a problem, you provide a solution to the problem, and then you visualize success.
I think the school year is over for this man. I think.
Yeah.
Wow. That commercial just makes me laugh. I'm sorry.
No, it's these iconic things. There's all kinds of stuff we have
my goodness.
from bygone eras that sounds so.
Oh, yeah. I have a DVD at home. It's got a collection of those classic cartoons. They've got all the Camel cigarette commercials with the T-zone, T for taste, and T for throat. And all this, the 4 out of 5 doctors recommend Camels. That sort of thing.
Oh yeah, no, they doctors they used to put in magazine ads.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
But it's not just them. It's everything. You've got the cereal commercials aimed at kids. You've got car commercials where they're trying to make you think that if you buy this car, you're going to be the coolest person on the planet. It's
Yeah, I fell for that one.
a few times. Yeah.
But maybe I'll try that tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll put my foot down and say, hey, I want some fresh perked. Jacqueline has a copy of my will, just in case that doesn't go well.
It might. I can see Susan Woody launching herself across this console.
Are we, we have class action lawsuit news coming up. Think
that
you
sounds
need
like
to-
fun.
Yeah, you might be in for some money if you own an Apple iPhone or have for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Bunch
I've
of
heard
things.
about that.
All of that coming up on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV. Let's talk about AMS Studios.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of people coming in for consults for IPL since we've done it with you, which
Good.
is awesome.
They can see it on TV. That's my real face there.
Yep. Yep. He looks much, much better. Yeah. You can see the
There's no
original.
surgery. There's no. This is a direct result of this incredible technology.
Yeah.
And so many ways for self-improvement. I don't want to admit to being vain. I might be just a little bit vain. Okay, a lot. But we all want to look our best, right? And there are,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
as you fight time and everything else, there are ways to do that. You can even help people get the bathing suit body, right?
Yeah, we have the Evolve. It's radio frequency heat, so it's totally pain-free. It's comfortable. It feels like hot stones. If you've ever had a hot stone
Oh, yeah.
massage, you
Oh,
just
those are
warm
cool.
up, and it
I've had one of
literally
those.
burns fat cells and tightens skin by just
Melting
getting
it
the
away.
collagen to work
Yeah.
in your body, stimulating it.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Sometimes our bodies need a little help to accomplish what we want them to do.
If you've ever looked into cool sculpting because you want
I
kind
have.
of a quick way to make a change, look into the Evolve with radio frequency heat instead, because cool sculpting can leave some undesirable effects after, because the cold is a lot less forgiving than the heat.
And by the way, you know, we know a lot of folks went to AMS Studios to buy gift certificates to give mom a gift for Mother's Day, but there's some things there that dad would appreciate too.
Yeah,
It's not just for women.
it's not.
And you've got an environment in there that's so unique to that building, which is really cool. I mean, I just feel like I locked the world out when I'm in there, and I
know.
like that. It's
Yeah.
it's like taking a brief vacation, and then you really do get away from it all as you're doing whatever it is you're having done in terms of self-improvement, better skin, spoiling services like the massage, like the facials that you do.
Yep.
And guys, you know, there's nothing wrong with having those things done to look your best.
Exactly.
So
If you're looking to be high maintenance, to be low maintenance, like do some services so that you don't have to do certain things every day. Waxing, laser hair removal, lash extensions.
plus,
doing
this
all
is
that.
Pamela's business, and you know how cool she is from seeing her on the show, for being part of this thing now for almost half a year. And the people that work with her up there also very much cut from the same cloth. It's a combination of expertise, service, and improvement that costs a fraction of what cosmetic surgical procedures that guarantee you no result, by the way. Yeah, you pay up front. Let me recommend you call 730-1268. Somebody should be there now, right?
Yep.
730-1268, or online, visit ams-studios.com. Wall Street Business follows traffic. SRN News coming up.
Well, we've had several minor accidents, not really causing much of a problem. We have a new one, though, now. 65 northbound at Westgate Park, center lane, a disabled 18-wheeler. The problem there, please watch out for those folks. If you're motoring up 65, that is just past West Boulevard, 65 northbound at Westgate. Everywhere else, we're busy. Interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting busy conditions. Summer STEAM Camp for 7th and 8th graders is back at Trentham State. It's a week of discovery from June 9th through the 13th. Go to trenthamstate.edu for more information. Register before May 30th. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott. Stocks drifted to a mixed close on Wall Street, holding onto most of the gains they made earlier in the week after the U.S. and China declared a temporary ceasefire in their trade war. The S&P 500 edged up 0.1%. Most stocks in the index lost ground, but solid gains for several heavyweight technology companies like NVIDIA helped pull the index higher. The Dow fell 0.2%, and the Nasdaq Composite rose 0.7%. American Eagle Outfitters sank 6.4%. That's after becoming the latest company to pull its financial forecast. The Dow was down 89 points to close at 42,051. The Nasdaq gained 136 to 19,146. The S&P 500 up 6 points to 5892. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott.
Since 1966, Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches has been more than just a place to stay. It's been a place to belong. For children facing hardships through no fault of their own, our ranches provide more than shelter. We offer a warm home, a loving family, and a future filled with hope. With open arms, we welcome these young hearts, giving them the love, structure, and guidance they need to heal, grow, and thrive in a warm Christian environment. Together, we can give Alabama's children the chance they deserve, a chance to dream, to succeed, and to feel truly cherished. Every donation stays within Alabama, directly impacting the lives of the children who need it most. Join us in making a difference. Visit AlabamaSheriffsYouthRanches.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app from your app store. We'd be honored to have you as a part of our mission to lift up Alabama's youth. And remember this, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women.
Come to Epicure and Jack's Tavern, where every lunch is made with love. For only $9.99, seniors can relish their Meat and Three special lunch combo, including a drink and bread. Regular sizes are available for just $13.99. Every dish at Epicure and Jack's Tavern is made from scratch daily. No shortcuts, just delicious, hearty meals. So why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? Visit Epicure and Jack's Tavern today.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Today's show is brought to you by Flip Flops. Remember, if you only shuffle your feet, they don't make the iconic noise.
At Guardian Credit Union, if it's important to you, it's important to us. We don't do banking differently. We do relationships differently. Want to secure a HELOC for home projects? So do we. Want to build your credit? So do we. Want to plan your next vacation? So do we. We're here to help with whatever's next, because whatever you want in life, so do we. Stop by any of our branches and let's plan your next step together. Guardian Credit Union, where you belong. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS 912757.
Good morning. Do you have time for lunch today? My treat.
Absolutely. But what's the occasion?
I'm in love with the new 24/7 Express kiosk at Worth Cleaners. The kiosk is so easy to use, and I can drop off and pick up on my schedule. Thank you for sharing that tip with me.
You're welcome. I'm happy to have my lunch buddy back.
Have you tried the new Worth Cleaners 24/7 Express kiosk? This is the first service of its kind in Montgomery. Customers love the convenience of dropping off and picking up dry cleaning and laundry on their schedule, day or night, 365 days a year. Even if you've never used Worth Cleaners before, you can go to their location at 7825 Vaughn Road today and use their 24/7 Express kiosk. Instructions along with several descriptive photos are posted on the wall next to the kiosk to aid customers who are first-time users. Give it a try. Visit our Vaughn Road location or find Worth Cleaners on Facebook for more information. Your family's clothing is worth it.
Today's show is brought to you by Influencers. Remember to hit the like and subscribe to my channel to learn why you're grading cheese wrong. Influencers.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
Boy, look at the time. Yeah, 5:07.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump says he urgently wants to make a deal with Iran to wind down its nuclear program, but he says Tehran must end its support of proxy groups throughout the Mideast as part of any potential agreement. Trump is in the midst of a three-country visit to the region. On Wednesday, he discussed Iran's rapidly advancing nuclear program in one-on-one talks with Qatar's emir. California Governor Gavin Newsom says the state is staring down a $12 billion budget deficit. The Democratic governor shared the number Wednesday as he laid out his nearly $322 billion state spending plan for the upcoming fiscal year. On Wall Street, a mixed day as the Dow was down by 89 points. The Nasdaq rose 136, the S&P advanced 6. More details at srnnews.com.
How about this? Some actual good news on the healthcare front, even as costs just keep skyrocketing. So if you're 65 or older, MediShare now offers MediShare 65 Plus. Call them. You can talk to them about this. A lot of people are taking advantage of this now because even if you have Medicare Parts A and B, you know there are out-of-pocket things, deductibles and co-pays that just keep going up. And the whole point is to help you by giving you a low, consistent monthly payment that fills in the gaps. In fact, I can tell you how much MediShare 65 Plus is. For example, it's $99 a month up to age 75. It keeps costs under control. That helps with peace of mind. MediShare is trusted, too. It's been around for 30 years, and it's a community of people who help each other. Business owners, retirees, pastors, teachers. People love being part of it. Here's the number you can call now. They are easy to talk to. Call 833-SHARE-55. That's 833-SHARE-55. 833-SHARE-55.
The following is a test of the PMS Emergency Broadcast Network. It is only a test.
What is your problem? Can't you get off that couch and help me around here? I should have listened to my mother. You are no good lazy pig.
I don't know why I married you in the first place. You no good son of a
This has been a test of the PMS Emergency Broadcast Network. If this had been an actual emergency, you would have been instructed not to go home, to check into the nearest motel, and wait 3 to 5 days before returning to your house. Again, this has been only a test of the PMS Emergency Broadcast Network. We now return to our regularly scheduled program.
Still funny.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not everybody thinks that.
Oh, yeah.
I think the one with PMS deserves to stay in the hotel.
I think that's a very reasonable, maybe that's the best thing.
Yeah.
With room service.
Yeah.
Because that will help them feel better.
Big bubble bath.
Yeah.
They're already feeling bad to begin with. And yeah.
I think the bath is the most underappreciated thing in the world.
I know. I love a hot bath.
Me too. Oh, but you're making your own soup. Get out of here with that. Come on.
I do. I don't remember who it is, but I know I have met somebody who I talked about baths with, and they take a shower after they take a bath
Interesting.
to wash
The residue
themselves off. Uh-huh.
Right. And I have an oversized tub. And anybody, look, when you've been hit by a bus and 2 other vehicles, along with all the other self-maimings I've experienced in life, at this point, a bath just feels good on everything, okay?
Oh, yeah.
On my bathtub thing, you'll see a plastic pitcher stolen lovingly from Maxwell Air Force Base, not by me, but somebody that used to work there as a bartender.
Yeah.
In fact, the pitcher's origins went all the way back to when Hershey, my little managed Winnie, was a pup. One of his sitters used to bathe him and lovingly poured just the right temperature water out of the pitcher on Hershey to rinse him off.
Those bar pitchers are the best.
I've had it for like almost at least 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except now I pour it on me, and it's called rinsing. That's the idea. So you take a bath, wash my hair and do all that stuff. But then I turn the faucet back on. It's not like we're being rationed.
Right.
And then
You're not the fifth person to be in the bathtub.
You can actually stand there and rinse yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you, except filling a pitcher full of water actually works faster than a shower.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love a bath. Nobody will turn me against baths ever.
Yeah. Well, the place where we're staying for vacation this summer, they have this big jacuzzi tub. It's got the jets and everything. Oh, it's so good. You get the water nice and warm. You turn on the jets, and
I like it almost painfully hot.
Nice.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I gonna be burned? I'm definitely gonna be red when I get out of here. It's got to be hot.
But
Yeah.
it helps your
I'm
muscles
right
to
with you.
relax.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just very nice.
Usually I'll let it get I'll keep just hot water on until it's like half full, and then I'll turn the cold water on and take it down a little bit, and then for the end of it, shut the cold water off, and then it's just straight hot again.
Last time Clark's came over to tune the AC, since they do plumbing, I asked them to just take a quick look in the attic to make sure that the water heater, not the hot water heater, was at the highest possible level.
They regulated it at some point, didn't they?
That's another EPA thing that Lee Zeldin has gotten rid of, along with all the other
Bless
communist
his heart.
crack pottery
Bless
on
his
home
heart.
appliances.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Like, we're only going to let you have the water so hot. Who the
Yeah.
fork do you think you are? Get your hands off my thermostat.
And the shower heads, they had regulations on shower heads. You couldn't have it a certain
Yeah.
pressure.
Oh, God,
I'm
there's a
like,
whole Seinfeld
oh.
episode about that. They mandated these specific shower heads that barely got the job done. It was driving people crazy. If there's shortages like that, it's because politicians screwed the pooch to begin with. It's so stupid. And Trump is getting rid of all of this nonsense. My hot bath is not going to make it rain tomorrow. It's not.
Nope.
Join us at Baumhauer's after the show, friends.
And have you heard the stories about how the ice sheet in Antarctica is getting thicker?
Oh yeah, we talked about
Oh,
that last
there's
week.
another. Hey, Gore, where's another inconvenient truth book? In other words, acknowledging all the lies you put into the first one, you weasel.
Yeah.
Overweight weasel. Has one of the most energy inefficient houses in America, 8,000 square. But you see, he's
special.
He's one of
different.
them. So it's okay.
You got rules for thee, but not for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just wish people would wake up to that a little faster.
Well, it's the whole thing with Bernie Sanders. They were all on his case about why are you taking these private jets and you're talking about the oligarchy and people spending money and you're spending money, and he's like, well, that's different. That's different. Sit down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, no, it's not different.
Because I can't wait at LaGuardia for 3 hours to get on a plane when I have important business to do for America. He's so full of shinola. There's that word again.
3 houses and.
By the way, I posted a picture of shinola on Facebook.
Shinola.
Thank you, William B., for that. All right, coming up. Oh, by the way, thanks to Brian McMahon and the team at Turf Stalkers came by the house today and left it looking
Yay.
mighty nice.
Yay.
That's what they do. They also do land moving and more. For a complete list of all the services Turf Stalkers can do for you, look them up on Facebook or online at turfstalkersal.com or reach out at 558-1611, 558-1611 for Turf Stalkers.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Enbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Montgomery Men's Health said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Montgomery Men's Health was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual urologist and providers that take the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Montgomery Men's Health, making it happen.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a forecast that's going to be getting hotter and hotter over the next few days. Partly cloudy, mild tonight. We're dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 66. Tomorrow and Friday, the hottest days of the year so far, with highs in the lower 90s. Good bit of sunshine. We should be dry. And then maybe some widely scattered showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours over the weekend, with highs in the lower 90s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE's 25 and 25 has you covered. For just $25 in closing costs, you can tap into your home's equity. No hidden fees, no headaches, just extra cash. Visit your local ASE Credit Union branch today. Federally insured by NCUA. NMLS 420259. Terms apply.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your cause, your ASE.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Courts drawn with chalk, a new trendy rackets game. Ping pong paddles and old people. It's like tennis, but it's lame. The kids all complain 'cause the seniors play in the park by the school. Where there is cement, they've strung up a net, didn't leave any room. Old people playing pickleball. Now you can't play tennis at all. Retirees used to go for walks. Now the park's full of old ladies. There's no courts free.
We were just talking about the movie Clue, which will be on the to-do list of Miss Murray, the movie Maven, when she joins us at 5:35. And I mentioned that I never had a good reason for not seeing it. I just never did. I'm anxious to hear what you think. You guys, I guess, are fans.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, yes.
In the same sense, I have no excuse for having no clue about pickleball, even though it's probably one of the fastest growing sports in the last 10 or 15 years.
It's having its day like racquetball did.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, all my dad and his friends played racquetball.
I was probably
I
playing
did too.
racquetball.
I played racquetball in the 90s.
Yeah.
Before I moved here, we had the place that I worked at, Lipscomb University, had this really nice athletic facility. They had courts, and so I and a couple other faculty members.
I liked it.
Well, it's good until you get hit right between the eyes with one of those balls.
Is it a hard ball? Oh yeah.
It's like a smaller than a tennis ball, but it's plastic, rubber, and
Men should wear a cup when they play.
Oh, yes, they should.
Because it not only moves very fast.
It does move
but it takes
fast.
some
I've watched
wicked-
them play.
Taking wicked bounces, yeah. You just got to be careful. But pickleball, it seems to me that it would be less strenuous than something like tennis.
Yeah.
Or racquetball. Racquetball, you're working up a sweat when you're playing.
Got a list here of all kinds of old hobbies. I don't know if racquetball's a hobby or an activity or what, but that need to make a comeback. Maybe that should be on the list.
I would think crocheting would be a hobby, but pickleball, I think, would be more.
He's
an activity.
calling about to weigh in on baths.
On baths.
Oh.
On bathing.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Bath enthusiasts only.
Yes, that's true. Greg, this is the guy that worked for 30 years in the New York State system, and I told you Trump was never going to go to jail. You remember me?
Yes.
All right. So, but you bring up baths.
Yes.
So I have a funny story. Well, it's funny to me. I have a step niece who was going to get married, so her fiance took her to New York, and they came back, and they were talking about the bathhouse they went to in New York. and how was this and this and this and this and this. And I said, well, I got a story. I said, well, I know how that is. That's really great because I was in Japan. And a hotel was built over a waterfall, a small waterfall.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, you have to visualize this now. So you had the guys check in on their side, and so you get ready and you go out. And you go out, and it's gradients of water. And by the way, if you want to do something great, that's fantastic, Drake. I'm talking to the business lady there. This works great. There's gradients. There's gradients now. Okay, but the women, they had to go in through their side, and then they had to walk up and behind the waterfall, and then there was a hedge on the other side where they went. And separating the two was an old man with a whistle. And she said, well, that's good. And she goes, well, what's different, Uncle Frank? And I said, we were butt naked. And she said, well, we wore clothes in New York. I said, that's New York, honey. This is Japan. That, my Greg, that's a bath with a view.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Domo arigato.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that is a song by the rock group Styx.
Styx!
Who I used to work for many years ago. Other old school hobbies that could use a comeback. Raising sea monkeys. Anybody remember those?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anybody that did that.
I did. I sent my money off and got the little sea monkeys, and it was just weird. It was odd.
Well,
It was just,
you
I'm
watch
like,
them.
This is it?
Are they actual,
They're like little bitty brine shrimp.
Okay.
Little bitty things.
They don't
But
last long.
They don't last long. No.
I can't even keep a goldfish alive overnight. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. It was a failed experiment. That and the ant farm. I had an ant farm once. Oy.
Oh, I can't imagine. No, I've never bring ants in my house.
Yeah.
We had, when I worked at WLS in Chicago, our program director hated radio consultants. So he had what he called a consultant farm. And that was what the label on, but it was an actual, glass ant farm with all their tunnels. And that's the thing about ants. Nobody wants them.
They look cool.
Oh, yeah. No, but
Yeah.
here's it's the work ethic of the ant that deserves to be embraced because, man, like when you put a stick, into a mountain of fire ants, they come out like crazy, but they all seem to know what they're doing. Everybody's got a job in that ant farm.
They're in attack mode when you do that.
Yeah.
Well, when they find, but have you ever noticed how fast they can repair one of those hills?
Oh, yes.
It's ridiculous.
Very quickly.
It is 5:25. Georgia Floors Direct on the Boulevard across from Lowe's. I've always loved to talk about the staff there, Dustin, Jonathan, Q, but I got to add Steve and Andy into that list because I met them. I was over there this morning at GFD. It is a place, just like your business has its atmosphere. Georgia Floors Direct, this is a place that sells all types and styles of flooring, marble kitchen countertops, and window blinds. But when you walk in, the environment in there is happy. Everybody is in a great space, smiling. Yes, I know them, but I see them. They treat everybody like that. So really, if you're ever in a bad mood, you just want to randomly shop, stop in at Georgia Floors Direct and feel better.
How late are they open?
I think they close at 6. Sorry. I wish I could help. But Jeff Mallinson and the Mary Band of Flooring stand by with the best selection of all types and styles of flooring, carpets, room remnants by the hundreds. Dave the Rug Man to make you a custom area rug. I mentioned window blinds and marble kitchen countertops, and because they sell tile flooring as well, they can cut you a backsplash for that marble kitchen countertop there. Hardwoods, laminates, luxury vinyl plank flooring, it's all on the table before it's on your floor. Installed by their people, too. So from the moment you walk in, get that big cheery greeting, to the moment you're standing on your beautiful new floor, chopping vegetables on your marble kitchen countertop, or enjoying the views with your window blinds closed. It's all GFD. On the boulevard across from Lowe's, a flooring destination since 1969. Here's traffic at 527.
Well, most of our earlier accidents have cleared. We're looking pretty good all over the area. We just have a lot of very heavy traffic everywhere. Boulevards, especially East, South, and West Boulevard. The East Boulevard very busy from Vaughn up to I-85. We've got a good bit of traffic. I-65 and 85 loaded up there. Taylor Road really busy. No issues around the Montgomery area. A couple of minor accidents, but nothing really affecting traffic flow. Buckle up. Be safe. We will keep you updated. Get ready for summer at Midtown Plaza. Get your nails done at Professional and Spa and more. Midtown Plaza, Ann Street off I-85. Another great McClinton and Company development. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A Montgomery man remains in critical condition after he was shot and struck by a vehicle. The incident happened early Sunday morning at Precise Center Clubhouse in the Normandale Shopping Center. Neighborhood residents are calling for an investigation of the conference center, which they believe to be an unlicensed illegal nightclub. The fight over medical marijuana in Alabama continues to play out more than 4 years after the state legalized medical cannabis. As of Tuesday, the battle is moving to a new venue. A federal lawsuit was filed naming members of the Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission as defendants in the ongoing dispute over the licensing process. After 7 decades, the Montgomery Ballet finally has a home of its own. The company announced Tuesday that it will move into the former Dixie Cleaners building on Coliseum Boulevard, a permanent space for the ballet company in the River region. Renovations on the Coliseum Boulevard facility will begin later this summer. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More is your low price leader for everything you need for flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies. For the best prices on luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, flooring installation supplies, and more, shop Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
Put your foot on the brake before starting the car.
Yeah, I know.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Whatever.
Check your surroundings for safety.
Okay, how do I turn this thing off?
What part about fasten your seatbelt do you not understand?
What is happening? Okay, yeah, I will put on my seatbelt.
Good boy.
Thank you.
Click it or ticket, Alabama.
Brought to you by Decolettes.
Take a trip with 2 iconic bands, JJ Gray and Mofro. Together with the Marshall Tucker Band. May 22nd, Montgomery Performing Arts Center. The Ramblin' Rooster Tour. Rock, blues, and hits all night. Get tickets Friday at Ticketmaster.com. Together for a rare evening. Don't miss JJ Gray and Mofro and the Marshall Tucker Band.
Hi, I'm Allison Chandley, Account Executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Did you know that more Americans listen to the radio than use Facebook each week? Did you know that 77% of listeners would try a brand or product endorsed by their favorite radio personality? Contact me, Allison Chandley, by going to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Welcome to the show.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, guys, let's make it happen.
Okay, let's roll.
Yes, let's go. All right, let's go.
Let's go, people! Let's go, let's go, let's go!
It's time to get this party started because we have a big show.
We're gonna have a good show.
Welcome to the show.
It's showtime.
So let's get going.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah! Here we go! Feel it in my soul. Really need it so good. Gotta beat it. Honey takes control. Really need it.
I've got to put on my bikini and my flip-flops because this is the hottest show in the universe.
Let's go.
Here we go. Feel it in my soul. Really need it so good. Gotta beat it. Honey takes control. Really need it.
Come on, buddy. Get groovy. Get funky. Let's go.
531. All kinds of lists. I got all kinds of
Let's
lists.
hear it.
Well, modern trends people will regret in 10 years.
Okay.
For example, putting your entire life on the internet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because it never disappears.
Yeah.
Never.
Filming your kids' worst moments for
Yeah.
social media. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's just evil. Yeah.
The devaluation of craftsmen. You know who's going to make the giant money are the people that can actually work with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Plumbers, carpenters,
Electricians.
those skills will always be in demand, yet for some reason they don't get the respect they deserve until you hire one and pay them what they need to do a job for you. Then wow, this is a real skill. Maybe
there are people who are getting hired right out of high school, making $50,000 a year minimum in a trade job.
Do they call it Votech here, or like technology?
Yeah.
That
yeah.
more people should do that.
Oh yeah.
More, way more.
Well, you know why that's not the case, because that does not advance the liberal wet dream. That's why we have how many? It's over $1 trillion now in student loan debt.
Yeah.
And they're going to be collecting that.
Yeah.
Because at no point did they ever, and it's really just as much a fault of those who borrowed for not taking a real close look at saying, all right, it's going to cost me $40,000 to get this degree.
Yeah.
It's going to cost me this much per month to pay it back. If I get a job in the field for which I am studying, how much am I likely to earn?
Exactly.
That's why so many people under the age of 30 can't buy a house.
Well, and even things like, people who are doctors, they get into massive amounts of debt through medical school.
No, my doctor, who is great and has a very thriving was still paying off student loan debt when I first met him, because it does take time.
Well,
is that the movie Maven?
It is.
She's going to join us right after Traffic and Weather together.
Well, we had an accident reported a little earlier, Arba Street, and we are seeing a tremendous backup of traffic on 85 northbound right out of the interchange. Folks trying to get up on that ramp. Traffic's moving very slow. It is very heavy on 85 northbound from the interchange all the way up to Ann Street. We've got more slow traffic out by East Chase. And we've got an accident on East Boulevard near Vaughn Road. Please use caution there. We are very busy all over the area right now. Buckle up, drive carefully. We will keep you updated. Come by Thompson Tractor and check out their incredible selection of used equipment. See the machines that get the big jobs done. Thompson Tractor off I-85 just past Taylor Road. ThompsonTractor.com. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing.
Hey, this is Robbie Clark. Stay cool with a spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give us a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a forecast that's going to be getting hotter and hotter over the next few days. Partly cloudy, mild tonight. We're dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 66. Tomorrow and Friday, the hottest days of the year so far, with highs in the lower 90s. Good bit of sunshine. We should be dry. And then maybe some widely scattered showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours over the weekend, with highs in the lower 90s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
And the movie Maven, Miss Murray, brought to you by AMS Studios. Relax your soul, refresh your mind, renew your spirit with AMS Studios. Main Street in Prattville, ams-studios.com, or call 730-1268. Let's give a big Warhawk welcome to the movie Maven, Ellen Murray. Good afternoon.
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, the Master Thespian is here, and you got to see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
It was a wonderful show. I enjoyed it so much.
Well, thank you. Thank
were
you very
great.
much.
Yeah,
It was
I
a lot
was
of fun.
blown away.
I was exhausted after every performance because I put 100% into it.
It was
fun.
What an effort! What an effort that
It was very funny. I laughed a lot.
Oh, good.
It really was.
Good.
Yeah, the humor played, everything did, and the coordination, the direction, everything, top notch. What's on the agenda this afternoon?
Well, I watched a couple of movies that I had been intending to watch for a while, and one of them was Beetlejuice.
Ooh, how was
I've
it?
been putting it off. It was finally on It was great. I actually loved it. I thought it was really clever. The story was a lot different than the original, and it had a lot of the same actors, but also a bunch of cameos, and it was fun. It was really fun.
I didn't get the first one, so I didn't see the second.
What?
But I
Rewatch it.
rewatch it.
Yeah, you should.
You know
rewatch
they
it.
were both filmed
I need
in
somebody
Vermont.
to be with me. I'm afraid of movies like that. Does that involve devil or evil spirits?
Yeah.
Well-
Beetlejuice, I think, would qualify as an evil spirit. Yes.
I'm kidding. I am not afraid of a silly movie.
I think you can handle it.
All right, so it met your and that's because it's been out for a while, but it met your expectations or exceeded them.
Yeah. I mean, some people, it didn't have the highest marks. I think it was in the 70s in the Rotten Tomatoes score, but I mean, if you're trying to take a movie too seriously, then you're not going to enjoy it. So just relax and have fun.
Sometimes we have to remember it's just a movie. What I really appreciate on your list today is a movie I had every intention of seeing when it came out and never got around to it. Not even in reruns or on any of the streaming services, but tell us about Clue. Is this worth going back to look at again?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had not played the board game of Clue for a couple of decades, and I played it just a few weeks ago, and it was so much fun, and I thought, I need to watch the movie again. So I found it. It was free on Pluto TV with commercials, but I mean, you want to get up and use the bathroom, get a drink anyway, so it's fine. It was super fun. It's got Tim Curry, who I love.
Oh, yeah.
It's got Madeline Kahn, Martin Mull. It's got Christopher Lloyd. It's all these actors I hadn't even remembered were in it. And the best part is, at the end, Tim Curry's just going through all the scenarios of who it could be, and so you think it's the end, and then like, no, but what if this really happened? And he goes through the whole other movie all over again, and every single person is guilty.
And then
It's worth the watch.
So good.
The third ending, you've got all three endings in there. Yeah, when they first released that movie in the theaters, the gimmick was they had different endings at different theaters because they wanted you to go and see the movie multiple times.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of backfired because people were like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It was only later when it came out on cable, when they put all three endings in there, that people were like, wow, this is cool. And it kind of become a cult following, you know?
Yeah, it is one of those cult classics.
Earlier this afternoon, I was looking at dailymail.com, and they were promoting a picture of an A-list actor who was unrecognizable, so of course I had to find out who it was. Then I sent that article to you, and we're talking about Nicolas Cage, and I guess he's going to play John Madden. Is that what he's doing?
I haven't seen that.
When I just first saw the picture, I thought, what is he playing, John Candy?
Yeah. Hey,
They
quick.
put him in,
Go ahead.
They put him in a fat suit, and he is playing John Madden, and he's also starring Al Davis is being played by Christian Bale. So there's a lot of hype around the Madden movie.
That's an interesting cast. By the way, John Candy's daughter has a show on YouTube's, just like we do.
Yeah.
Where she interviews a lot of the friends and loved ones of John Candy, her dad, and she looks just like him. She's a BBW.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she's fun to watch. Just wanted to throw that in there. I stumbled upon that because I love SCTV. And you've been also keeping an eye on the Cannes Film Festival. What news do you have from that?
Nothing really happened as far as movies yet because yesterday was just the opening day, but there's some new rules for the red carpet, and this is all that anyone's talking about.
Oh.
Can't have an outfit that has any nudity. So all these women with their see-through dresses are having to change outfits. Halle Berry apparently, this is the clickbait that got me. They said Halle Berry's dress had to be changed, and it wasn't because of the nudity rule. It was because of the no voluminous outfit rule because she had a train that was too long.
Oh, too much train. Bad.
But this is France. France is supposed to be free and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Apparently, they're
France
saying
is
no.
putting modesty back on the front burner. So,
Well, let's not forget, France gave us the
good thing.
Coneheads, too.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them. So.
What else?
Well, it's funny because Halle Berry was wearing a see-through dress at the Met Gala just a few weeks ago that you could see that it was just stripes of clear down her dress. So that's what people's minds immediately went to when they said she had to change her dress. But
Yeah.
let's see what else. Right, Robert De Niro is getting a Palme d'Or, and
Oh,
got up
Why?
and just started bashing Trump because he's got the worst
oh
PBS
God.
Yeah.
in
He does.
Hollywood.
He should be the poster boy.
Really, he needs some help.
He just needs to go away.
Juliette Binoche is the president of the jury, the selection jury. There's this funny picture of her in this butter yellow jumpsuit. You should look that one up, Pamela.
Okay,
I
I
love
will.
Juliette Binoche. I think she'll be a great jury president. Halle Berry is also on the jury, Jeremy Strong, and some other people that I'd never heard of.
Interesting.
There are protesters that are like freelance workers that think that they have poor working conditions for just being surrounded by celebrities. It's
Oh,
this
my
fancy
goodness.
movie. So, I mean,
Oh my goodness.
choose something worthwhile to protest. Come on.
You know, modesty needs to make a comeback. Modesty is say. You don't see me parading around in see-through outfits.
I read a quote online that said, "Beautiful women don't go out underdressed, and rich men don't go out flashing money."
Yeah.
That,
Exactly.
what a
That's good.
statement.
Yeah, that's like the definition of classy.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what films are getting big. We need to look forward to something because right now the only movie that may come to the theaters sometime is Liam Neeson with the new Naked Gun franchise. That I want to go see, but man, we're looking for something that will get us back into the theater. But you do a great job getting us at least finding things, hidden gems in streaming. Thank you.
I have a few of the titles, but I could wait for the next show if you want.
Let's do those on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to release the thespian, and because we don't want to be late for his appointment, and we'll do it then, along with everything else that's coming out this weekend.
Okay. Well, I hope to see you at Baumhauer's. I'm going to be late, so a lot of people leave earlier. So hopefully I'll get to see some people.
Oh, great! That'll be. You can join us as we celebrate the Garvins tonight at the Baumhauers. Thank you, Ellen.
Oh, yay. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, yay! Who did that remind me of?
Jay Quellen.
Yeah. Thank you
Maybe
for
she'll
hanging out
call
with
us.
us this
Oh,
afternoon.
you're
man.
welcome. You're welcome. Well, I'll come back again next week. How about next Tuesday?
We would love to see you.
We'll have some fun.
Absolutely.
This was a good afternoon.
It was. It was. But we got to get. We have to. We have a sad producer. We have to fix this.
All your time waiting.
Generous Starbucks gift cards will be welcome here.
For a break.
We'll be right back. Most of us.
Alabama weather will never fail to surprise you. Our lawns hardly get a chance to have any downtime, and as usual, it's already time to start getting ready for summer. This year, save the hard work and aggravation and call Alabama Lawns, the River Region's leader in weed control and fertilization services. What makes Alabama Lawns the River Region's best? It's the people. They have the experience, education, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Ask your neighbors. Alabama Lawns has been the Montgomery Advertiser's Reader's Choice Award winner 13 years in a row. The Alabama Lawns staff is made up of long-term employees and agronomy graduates, and the staff at Alabama Lawns attend annual continuing education classes. It pays to have someone that knows southern grass types and how to keep them green and flourishing. Call Alabama Lawns today at 272-7171 and let them show you real value in a lawn maintenance service. Alabama Lawns, the company with black trucks and green lawns. 272-7171.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon. It's true, rates aren't as low as they have been for the past couple of years, but there are still many homeowners that could benefit from refinancing their current mortgage. There are a lot of things in life that are out of our control, but your mortgage rate is not one of them. If you currently have an adjustable rate mortgage, then you owe it to yourself to give us a call.
Adjustable rate mortgages make sense for some people in stable markets, but in this wild, ever-changing rate environment, it only makes sense to secure a fixed interest rate. A fixed interest rate will give you the peace of mind that your rate is locked. Your rate will not be subject to change with the political and economic tides.
At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can personalize your term. We offer 8-year to 30-year mortgages and everything in between. Grab your mortgage statement and give us a call.
Call Alabama Home Mortgage, the #1 mortgage lender in Alabama, today at 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Poarch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Poarch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at PoarchCreekIndians.org.
No one wants to wait on service for an overhead door. With 20 years in the industry, you now have access to the best with All Access Overhead Door. All Access Overhead Doors offers prompt professional service at affordable prices on all service and new garage doors for residential and commercial locations. All Access Overhead Door serves the river region and can take care of whatever you need when it comes to your overhead door. Remember, you have access to the best. All Access Overhead Door. Call and schedule an appointment today. 320-2440. And like them on Facebook. They sell the best and service the rest.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Let's listen for Joey.
Hey, Joey. I got some stuff you just gotta try. What is it? Pot. You know, marijuana. Oh, well, I don't know. What, chicken?
Joey's in a jam. What should he do? Cake.
Get a teacher.
Excellent. Get a pizza. Get real.
Get out of there.
You got it. Let's see if Joey's that smart.
I'm not chicken. You're a turkey.
He's right. Drug dealers are dorks. Don't even talk to him. Cowabunga!
The preceding was a public service announcement brought to you by this radio station. Actually, I just like to elbow Joey every once in a while. A young man. All right, Wetumpka Jeff, thanks for waiting.
Yeah, you was talking about movies a while ago. If you want a really good one, it's a little old, but it's still a goodie. It's called Pay It Forward. It has Haley Joel Osment in it, and it's really good.
Yeah, we should actually do this some afternoon. Is have people, on the thread on YouTube or call or through social media, movies that deserve a second look, or one that people may have, like Ella Murray mentioned, Clue. Seriously, that movie's 40 years old. I have wanted to see it for 40 years and just never made it happen. And I remember Pay It Forward. That's from the late 90s, isn't it?
Yeah, it has Haley Joel Osment. I forget the guy's name that plays the teacher. But it's a really good movie. It has, I think, Helen Hunt in it.
All right.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
I appreciate
really
the recommendation on that. Pay It Forward.
All right, bye.
It's also a good thing to practice in real life, although nobody can leave anything alone. There was a story, we had it on the morning show last week, about paying it backwards. When you pay it forward, you're in the drive-through, let's say at Starbucks, and you pick up the tab for the person behind you. Is that paying it forward?
Yeah.
There's another school of thought that everybody says the person behind me is picking up the tab, but they don't know that they're going to be expected to do that. What happens if they don't have the money?
Yeah.
I don't think I fell for a prank on that one. I really don't. All right, modern trends that people will regret in 10 years. I'm looking for some magazine column material here as well for Boom. I've already got a couple of things. The victory, and I celebrated it with a photo on Magnolia Curve.
I saw that. And you said weeks, but it's been months.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody mentioned that when Emery Fulmer was mayor, he would have a crew on the way to fill the pothole. This thing damaged apparently hundreds of tires.
Mm-hmm.
The city should be willing to pick up the tab because you didn't address it quickly enough. Giving kids really terrible names, yeah, you gotta be. My daughter's name, I always loved that name. It wasn't very common. It's more common now. but Janelle has aged well for her.
My kids have pretty unique names, but they're not out there.
Yeah, some of the, well, we, of course, that's not to say we didn't have them in my generation. I mean, Frank Zappa named his kid Moon Unit, right? There have been a few of those from the celebrity side. Well, I'm just trying to sort, this job, it's like a bureaucracy. There's so much stuff to read online, yet there is so much printed material to go through, and you never quite seem to catch up to all of it. For example, words and phrases that are overused so much they're meaningless. Longer than usual wait times. You ever called and gotten into an automated system that longer than usual wait? Well, what is the usual wait time?
It's different for everything.
No wait time is ideal. Can we get back to that? Where like actual English-speaking people were there to take your call and help you if you had a problem with whatever it was, a credit card or your phone bill or some other thing. Other overused terms that are, influencer. I don't know what that means. First of all, you literally become an influencer through sheer force of will and luck, not because you really have expertise.
Right.
Or you like to show your boobs when you make your videos or whatever. That's how most of that happens. Because one thing that's been true from the moment I started in this business, and I heard it from my first program director to now, sex sells. It still works, but smart people know how to do it tastefully, like this show. Don't look at your YouTube screen in that tone of face, please. I do want to talk about Montgomery Men's Health. This incredible clinic has helped thousands of men locally. And it's much more than a place where they treat sexual health issues like ED and PU. Yes, they treat those there. In fact, there are solutions for those problems that you don't hear advertised on radio or TV. You don't see billboards, but they have them at Montgomery Men's Health. Ask, because they're state-of-the-art, totally phenomenal, and they have a fantastic staff there, too. I can never say that often enough. But it's also about overall wellness, the energy you have to get through the day. Are you dragging your butt home after work, can't wait to crash and do nothing? You think about exercising, I need to get some exercise, but the energy is not in the tank to get you to do it. This could be a low T issue, poor sleep, never feeling completely rested, frustration. For $99, you can get that testosterone number at Montgomery Men's Health. And if it's low, A, that will explain a lot of the issues you're dealing with. And B, they have immediate solutions right there so you can get instant improvement. For more information, call 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or visit them online at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Do it.
Well, we are looking a little bit better around the area right now. I-65 and 85, light to mostly moderate traffic. Boulevards are still very busy all over the city. All of our feeder roads outbound have been very busy today. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, light to moderate traffic being reported, but no issues. Buckle up, drive carefully. We'll keep you updated if any accidents happen to slow you down. We've had a couple of minor things, but nothing that's really affecting traffic flow at this moment. Up to $6,000 off the last of the 2024 Nissan Frontiers at McKinnon Nissan. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Attention business owners. Did you know that about 90% of employees and customers are unhappy when they walk into a dirty building? Let Janny King, the king of clean, keep your business pristine. Janny King's local franchise owners can handle your cleaning needs with reliable, hands-on cleaning solutions that deliver more than just a clean space. Janny King comes with regional support, which ensures consistency and quality, allowing you to focus on all the other needs of your business. Go to JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Come and listen to my story about a woman candidate. She was talking civil rights in the Alabama state. She shocked a congregation when she opened up her mouth, and out come an accent from the deep end of the South.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far.
Well, she was playing to the crowd with a silly southern drawl, but she works up in New York and that ain't really South at all. You'll know just where she's speaking when she opens up her throat. She'll master every dialect just to win your vote.
Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
Well, that should get the rest of the foam off the walls.
Everybody is to leave here immediately.
And so we do. We're leaving for the Baumhauers to celebrate the Garbins and their first anniversary together. Isn't that nice? And I'm going to put out a lot of strawberry shortcake today. Pamela Dubuque, thank you so much. Master Thespian, thank you. See you in the morning with Rich Thomas, Jay Scott, and that very difficult...
Adios, muchacho.